Go. I think we're good. How's everyone doing? Still getting price alerts on my on Coinbase about all these different crypto and stuff that's pumping, which is pretty nice. Share this on Twitter. You guys can see me, right? Okay, cool. All the hashtags. Yeah, and there's the Veve fam hashtag, like all that stuff isn't up yet. I think that's good enough. Random. Yes, sir. Yeah, we had Bob Sales beat all of you guys, then myself. And we had Bounder. What's up? How's the new drop shooting? It's good, dude. I mean, hasn't really like fully kicked off yet, but it's going to, I think, in February. Right now, it's still just more training stuff, but hopefully shortly after they'll move me to like and all that stuff. I don't know. It takes a while to get started up with this job. It sounds like, at least that's what my friends told me. So, but I'm liking it so far. Ooh. I have to do some. Hopefully this works. Can hear you. Let's go. You guys excited for the new comic coming out? Did you guys play the mini drop? I completely passed on it. I was like, I looked at the numbers and I'm like, you know what? I have a distinct feeling that the ultra rare is going to be like barely above box, like, I don't know, between 33 to 40, whatever. And the secret rare would of course be much more profitable. But I knew these bottom three were just not going to be profitable. So I was like, I'm just going to pass because statistically you only have like a 15% chance of making money, so I just let it go personally. Let's see. I want to make sure that this is working. Being added. This just start? Good timing for me to find it. If so, yeah, it just started. It just started, so I have no idea how long we're gonna go, but I will say, I know these are incredibly unhealthy for me, but I do got a sugar-free monster. That's how I tell myself that it's healthy, is that it's sugar-free, but that is obviously not the case. But what's up, Vigorous Pigeon? Maybe you've changed your name. I mean, it sounds familiar, but I don't fully recognize you. I'm happy to listen in. Missed you, man. Happy to see you're doing well. I did listen to the other night, but wasn't in chat. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've been hanging out in spaces recently, somewhat recently too as well. Done. Cool, now I can mess around with some stuff, so I can, hopefully this works. I can change my background to like purple. Maybe like a more red. So it's kind of hard because I actually have two different sets of lights. So this one light is just covering that. And then like this other light, I can mess with as well. And make this like really blue. That probably helps too. Hold on. We can make some pretty cool combinations in here in the room. I do want to set up a like a what's it called, like a reward system. I know I had a point system before, but that kind of got undone. But I think there is a way to do it on YouTube where people can like change the color of the lights, maybe change like the song, all that kind of stuff. But for now, we are just hanging out. I got my kids here today vibes, so I'll mostly be listening in. We hear you loud and clear. We hear you loud and clear. I got you. I got you. All the younglings are here. That's awesome. Dude, me too. Thank God I work from home most of the time, not always. I am work from home. Oh, what's up, Adam? I am work from home Tuesday through Thursday, and then Monday, Friday I work remotely. So whenever I'm at work, like physically, sometimes it's kind of hard to play the drops. Because even though the Wi-Fi is fast, sometimes I just forget, or I'm called to do something and I can't do it right then and there. But if I'm working from home, it's so much easier to kind of like turn off the camera during a meeting or whatever and just do the drop. So it's gonna be, tomorrow's not gonna be bad, but any drops between like Tuesday and Thursday can get a little rough. Yes, I got an uncommon today, but mint 71. Nice, dude. Do you still have that, or did you end up flipping it? Because I mean, that's, I don't even know how much you would sell that for, but it's still a 2-digit. I don't know, 100 gems, something like that. I don't even know where to price it. I bought 3 of the 5 posters on Marketplace. Hopefully we see some deals in the Marketplace today and tomorrow with people raising funds. Haven't seen huge Marketplace decreases due to drops. Yeah. Also, they did announce, I mean, they fixed cash out, right? So people can now cash out again. Since that whole thing with Wire, that was a bit weird. But yeah, so glad they fixed that, and it sounds like Veve's okay with using Wire for now, for the time being. Like, I hope they're looking at alternatives too. But now people can cash out and go to, is it just the bank, or can they cash out to crypto too? I thought the whole, like, you can cash out to crypto as well. So there's probably some people, you know, possibly cashing out thousands, because that's the minimum, right? No, the new minimum is $500, I believe, or 500 gems, quote unquote. So that's the new cash out feature. But I don't know, I feel like people that wanted to sell stuff have already floored it a while ago. They might try and sell some stuff like last minute, but I feel like all the people that have been complaining about cashing out, like, they've already liquidated and they're just sitting there with gems. Here, Chaos, what's up, dude? Austin, hey, dude, I'm starting a part-time job on Tuesday in addition to an internship in Google advertising with an ad agency. I don't think I'll be able to go for this drop, unfortunately, but good luck, everyone. Dude, that's awesome. I mean, it's if you have to skip a drop in order to like secure a job and like make sure you are and you're doing what you need to do, like, you can't really put a price on that. You know, unless I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a huge grail drop that Veve would drop that could like literally pay for like a year's worth of, like, I mean, if we're talking like Walt, right? Walt back in the day when Walt was at like, didn't he hit like 47K at one point? And I mean, you could live off that easily. I mean, that's a year's salary for a lot of people. But other than that, yeah, you should definitely put the job first, making sure all that stuff is lined up. And plus, like, you really don't have to be available for that like 10-second span right during the drop. I know it's kind of hard to time it because you also have to like excuse yourself, but I did go for it. I got an uncommon, 1,000, like a flat 1,000 mint. Getting lucky on comic drops. I think it's due to some kind of mint numbers on some of the comics I collect, like 1,000, 2,300. Oh, so you tend to get a lot of like perfectly even mint numbers. That's nice. Some people do go for those. I mean, I just get some really random stuff. I actually got lucky recently, just for the hell of it, and they just happened to be at the floor, which was a few more of these appearance of Mr. Sinister comic. It should be around here. I don't know, dude. The web apps just seem so much less intuitive than the phone app. I bought a bunch of these not a bunch, but I bought a few of these Mr. Sinister comments, and it just so happens that like one of the mint numbers every time was like 69. It was like 6926 or 1269. I'm like, all right, cool, like 69's in there, like, and it just happened to be at the floor. So that's kind of a silly side comment, but no, that's awesome. A Fighter Explorer. I mean, who's to say? I think if Veve gets as big as everyone's expecting it to be, and the owners and all that stuff, I think you can make a case for like any mint number thing, right? Everyone high says we need another good drop. We are tomorrow, dude. I actually wanted to pull this up. This is the comic that's dropping tomorrow. Looking it up on the Go Collect here. And also this is like very, very, very low mint numbers. Like we only got 7,500 mints on this comic. But this is a comic that goes for, you know, 6 figures. And even some of the 9.2s are going for 5 figures. Like I'd say like most comics that go for 5 figures and like the 9.0 or up, like that's worth getting, in my opinion, on VV. Maybe it's not like a hard stack or anything like that, but I believe at the very least play the drop, right? For the most part. So not financial advice, but do what you want. But I do think this is a good comic. And Sandman is probably the, I don't know, would you guys say he's like a top 5 villain? I know he's like in the movies, but would you guys say he's like a top 5 villain of Spider-Man? I would say it's like what, Green Goblin, Venom. Definitely not Rhino. I don't think Rhino's like a big time villain. Mysterio, I don't know. Sandman is probably like a top 5 villain. I mean, and that's the other thing too. Like Spider-Man is the superhero. It's been the superhero for the last decade. I mean, like 15 years. So any villains associated with them I feel like are also going to do well, and have been historically. Smurf Dabs, what's up? Good. I see I'm picking up what you're putting down. Smurf Dabs. Token and smoking. Minnie was a big L after fee. You are barely a profit, so just to gamble on the secret rare or a big loss on common and uncommon. Yeah, the only way you can like really mitigate the loss on like the common or uncommon or even the rare is if you got the delivery very, very early and you know it's going to go down to, you know, 10, 12, 13 gems, wherever it's at now. You get an early delivery because it was actually hovering around, I don't know, 30 gems for like 2 minutes, if that. What you do is you get it and you just like immediately sell it for like 27, 26 because you know it's going to go down. It's like, all right, I need to like undercut the floor by like 20% or else it's just not going to sell. So unless you're able to pull that off and get just double lucky, it's not going to happen. Vibes, huge drop on Tuesday. Good luck. So it's on Tuesday. I'm gonna skip this song, dude. I hate these some of these new songs that they added to the list. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to fix, my resolution. I should be streaming in 4K right now. Not that probably most of you guys even care, but I do have the capability of doing that, so it's like I might as well. So people that do have like 4K monitors or TVs and stuff, they can watch me in 4K. And if you have something lower resolution, it doesn't matter. So it's not even on here yet, is it? Yeah, it's not even on this page, so I guess I thought the comic drop is tomorrow, but I guess it's on Tuesday. Comment Helmet Mint 71. I felt like an offer I couldn't, but if you get an offer I can't refuse, I will sell. Yeah, maybe that's something you just post on Twitter, right? You just like tentatively post it on Twitter. You post it on the VV, what's it called, feed or whatever, and you just kind of hope for the best. Sometimes someone might give you an offer. I'm sure someone will. Price prediction Tuesday. Yeah, I figured. Price prediction, it's not as big as, hang on. It's definitely not as big as Journey to Mystery, right? It's not as big as Thor. So if we're going, and I know this Thor is 10,000 mints. I'm not sure if Sandman being 7,500 mints is going to make a gigantic difference between like that and like the 10,000 mint variants. If I had to guess, I'd probably between like 15 to 20 gems. I know that's like a wide range, but I'm not really sure. Could it go higher? I'm sure. Because how much was the Gwen Stacy and the other one? Because I think this one might actually do better. Now this is at 12 gems right now. Even though I think this one's worth more in real life. I have to double check this. Let's look at the Go Collect of this. I'm just curious. I know this isn't the end all be all, but yeah, like Sandman, I don't know. My guess is like 20 gems, the common. No, probably after like a week or so, it'll probably go down to like 15. I don't know. I used to be so confident in price predictions, but it's, I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, they're fun to do, but there's not much to get out of it because sometimes prices are way higher or like way lower than I thought. I'm like, all right, that's kind of out the window. And people ask for price predictions. They're like, all right, what's it going to be like a minute after the drop? Are we talking 6 hours after the drop or a week later? Like those are all different things. No crypto cash out, I don't think. That was only around for a couple weeks. Oh yeah, that was right. Because I think there was some shenanigans going on with that. So now it's only payout to like your bank. Crypto payout, I think, is back as that was enabled before Wild Rugged. Yeah. You can go for drop. You can go for drop. Just go for a 8 a.m. Pacific time bathroom break. Yeah, but the issue is like work starts. For technically it's 9 o'clock for me. My work starts at 8:30. So like, what, 30 minutes into my work, they're like, oh, I got a bathroom break. But I don't think they care. Doc, that's a good one, Adam. I agree. We do have that one on the app. So Doc is a top 5 for sure. I've been Common Gang for a long time. Yeah, dude. Same here. Dude, it's so weird. It just comes in streaks. I haven't gotten a lot of rares, surprisingly. I'd say like the most common ones I get are obviously common, uncommon, and then secret rares. Like I think I've actually won more secret rares than I have ultra rares on drop. And I do get quite a few uncommons now that I think about it. I get a ton of uncommons on the DC comic drops. I feel like the DC comic drops for whatever reason, I think I've landed like 4 uncommons and like 2 commons. 1 rare, and I think that's it. Daystream. Ote. Yes, sir. All chat gaming. What's up, dude? Weekend vibes. Yep. Tony Get the Omi has his own comic books. He made this collab with one and will drop for $20 tomorrow on OpenSea. No shit. I'll have to check that out. What's the comic called? I could probably just ask Tony Get the Omi. I mean, I got his info, but I'm feeling a little lazy. Look at some collectibles too. Wonder how RoboCop's doing. He's got to retrace down quite a bit. He's down to 77 gems. So not bad. Dude, like I think I told you guys last time, if you guys weren't here on the stream, like this one actually surprised me. I thought RoboCop would go unsold and there would be like, I don't know, like a few hundred left. And it would go for like 50 gems, like at most. Like I thought it was just gonna be a totally unprofitable drop. And it is. I mean, not by much, but it is. We'll do better than ASM 31 because better comic and higher price of 10. I'll say 25% higher than ASM 31. Yeah, that's about like where I put it. It's strange. I do think because it is like an actual villain of Spider-Man, it might go even higher. Could push to like, I don't know, 25 or something like that, just because an actual villain. I do think the Gwen Stacy one is like more expensive just because of its rarity, but comic is called Crowd Killer. Saw it on my Twitter feed. Okay, that's cool. That's actually kind of a cool comic name, Crowd Killer. I dig it. It's probably about stand-up comedy or something like that, because I know that's kind of like him and Granison, that's kind of been their gig for a while, which is really cool. I know there was a comic made by God, I forgot the YouTuber's name, but they made a comic called like God Slap, and I think Comics Explained actually like reviewed the comic, and it actually seems really, really good. It's like a mix between like modern day American comics and like a little bit of manga, and there's like a little bit of like different like storytelling and art style compared to like one or the other, so it's kind of like a hybrid of the two. But I haven't read it or anything like that, but I heard it was really good. Well, I have like 150 bucks worth of ETH on my MetaMask account because I was trying to buy a Kid Called Beast NFT, because my friend told me about it like literally the morning of. He's like, dude, you should go for this drop. People have been talking about it for years. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll try it. Try to go for the drop. Didn't work out, of course. Like, everyone's locked out. I said I wasn't on the beast list for whatever the hell the reason was. And of course the whole thing turned into a shit show, and I'm like, dude, I can't just sit here. Like, I have friends over right now and I'm trying to be a good host, and on top of that, like, I just don't have time to sit here for 3 hours just hoping that it happens. So I left, and of course everything pumped like hell. And then the most recent drop they try to do, apparently the official Twitter account was scammed. So like that, this is the whole reason why I was avoiding OpenSea for the longest time. Just crazy rug pulls, people losing tons of money. Like, one guy said he was trying to mint one of the NFTs, the kid called Beast, and he was like literally losing like $25 worth of ETH every time he tried, or something weird like that. But it just kept on not working, so the dude just lost like 150 bucks for nothing. It has nothing to show for it. I'm like, wow, that sounds like an absolute headache, which is why I think, you know, OpenSea works for now and it's cool, but eventually I do think the future, like if we're talking mass adoption of digital collectibles and stuff, like people are not going to want to deal with the freaking headache of OpenSea and different wallets and transferring and getting scammed and rug pulls and transferring it to the wrong wallet, which I've done before, and juggling all that stuff. It's like, no one's going to want to deal with that, at least not the masses. So all chat's giving me some rocket ships. Let's go. So apparently, let me look it up on the Twitter. I could have sworn the comic drop was tomorrow. Or I could have sworn the comic drop was tomorrow, but everyone's saying that it's Tuesday. So it is Tuesday. So it's Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, so it's Tuesday. It's not this Monday. Yeah, it's Tuesday at 8 a.m. Yeah. Or 4 p.m. where I live. Nice. That's a decent time for a drop. Like 8 a.m. is, or 9 a.m. for me, because I'm in Arizona. Like, we don't adjust the time zones. Though I did hear we might change that soon here in Arizona. That we might just like stop doing the whole like don't change it with time zones thing. I think we might just join you know, Nevada and all those other states and stuff. So we might just switch permanently to Pacific time. That scam link was crazy. It was tweeted by the official project. Since it was hacked, it drained the people's entire NFT wallet that tried to mint. That's nuts, dude. That's exactly why. It's because like I don't understand it, but it's like it's such a prime place. It's like unregulated, a bunch of hype. A lot of people are just trying to mint stuff as fast as they can. They're not doing any safety checks. And every time you think that, like, because I heard the guy who a kid called Beast, his whole project, like he's a software developer or something like that, like he knows security really well, but it doesn't matter because there's always someone out there that's smarter, that wants other people's money more than you do, and they're gonna find a way. So yeah, I don't know, that's part of the reason why I avoided OpenSea. Plus I was just kind of like lazy to learn it, to be quite honest. So hope he collects. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. I know we haven't talked much. We haven't, I think I don't know. Like, I've just been so busy, and like, it got to the point where I was in so many different Discords, or I was like subbed to so many people in streams and stuff. Like, I just couldn't keep up. Like, I can't remember the last time I hung out in like my Collectibles stream, or Rob stuff, or Dino's. Like, it's been too long. I also work during the day too. And like late at night, I just want to unwind and work out, play video games, make content occasionally about Veve. Especially now that I'm gonna probably start up a D&D campaign with my friends. I'm gonna be dungeon mastering it. So that's a whole nother thing. And I've kind of found myself that like, whenever I find myself just killing a lot of time, or I'm just kind of doing a whole lot of nothing, that's usually a sign, at least for me personally, that I need to take on more responsibility and just like do more stuff. So kind of what I'm doing, even though it does involve gaming and fun stuff. But let's see here. I don't know, do you guys have anything in mind you guys wanted to check out today? I don't know, I'm just kind of jumping around. We got ecomi wiki pulled up here. I know sometimes it can be a little bit wonky recently. I haven't talked to Omi the Clown in months. Not sure if he's like keeping up to date with all this stuff, or he's aware that sometimes when we do certain searches, it's kind of acts a bit funky. If you guys wanted to talk about MCP, wanted to talk about some comic purchases that I've been doing recently, or it's holding out, maybe some overall like these ads, dude. I guess we could talk about some comics that I think are very, very good pickups for rare and under. Like, it's kind of crazy that a rare Gwen Stacy comic is basically at box price. This one, and I could have sworn that I picked up a Jubilee the other day for 6 gems. I just like X-Men. I could have sworn that I put in 7.5. Will that actually update? Detect 0.5s. Mr. Sinister. Okay, so this is at 8 right now, but last I checked it was at like 7 something. We also got DC pulled up here too, in case you guys want to like check out DC. Comics. Just had Mr. Sinister pulled up here earlier. So Mr. Sinister, yeah, dude, this thing is at, dude, I'm just gonna buy this. I already have 2. I think I already have 2 of these. But dude, Mr. Sinister, I mean, I'm not saying it's a huge comic, but the fact that some of these are like, I don't know. I watched Sleepin' Comics video. I think he did a couple days ago. Days ago or a couple weeks ago. I watched 2 of his videos. One was a bit older, and he talked about MCP, and he feels like comics like this that do have like a first appearance of a somewhat notable character that's attached to the X-Men, still hasn't made an appearance on the MCU, all that stuff. They could go up to like, you know, $10 or whatever. I'm not sure about the commons, but that the rares could go up to like $10, maybe a bit more. We'll have to see. Hello, Pioneers. What's up, J-Kill? Oh man, I know how busy life can be. Hope things have been going well. Yeah, dude. Has been going awesome. It's nice to see. Are you still with HRO? Are you still making content on there? I heard HRO's kind of popping off. To be quite honest, I cashed out of HRO like 4 months ago or something like that. There was a series of packs that just kind of came out that weren't profitable, weren't really intriguing, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like cash out. Nothing against the project, but I've already found myself like splitting my time and attention between Veve, the DC like Bat-Cow group, as well as like HRO, which is like getting too much. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna cash out, and I'm happy with it. I still got the physical cards, which is really cool for my first pack. What is up with cord is getting caught on my chair. Good to see you, Kobe. Yeah. Do you have any Marvel Comics 1s? I have you have 3 4-digit mint commons, but really tempted to start stacking them instead of trying to get individual Grail collectibles. It's not bad. Well, we're kind of getting to the point now where obviously Marvel Comics 1 has had a lot of time to mature in the market because it came out in mid 2021, which means it's been in the market for a little over a year and a half now. So the prices of where it's at, like, does its current price truly reflect a 60K mint comic, or is it just because it's been in the market for a long time and so many people were buying Marvel Comics 1s for like literally hundreds of gems? Now it's just chilling where it's at because of it. Me, like, not, you know, again, not financial advice. Like, where's, oh my god, you can actually search through here too. Holy moly, that is so nice. Marvel Comics. So where's Marvel Comics at right now? So 57 gems. So let's just say you wanted to buy like 5 of them. So on average, it's going to cost you 60 gems. I don't know. Like, me personally, I'm kind of focusing on the like 20K mints and less. Is it as significant as like Marvel Comics 1? Probably not, but I do think the sheer rarity and just having comics that are like literally half, a third, or even like a sixth as rare, just roughly mint wise, than Marvel Comics 1. So yeah, I do own one Marvel Comics 1. I actually got it as a gift from a viewer a long time ago. I think this was like a week or so before trading got turned off. And so I've always appreciated that. And I saw it get traded over. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, did you want me to trade this to somebody? He's like, no, dude, just keep it. I'm like, dude, thanks. And then shortly after, I couldn't trade it anyway, so. Great to see you, Pixel Trader, Big A. Yes, sir, vibes. I'm a card collector at heart, so the packs and HRO system is perfect for me. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah. I'm glad HRO is kind of popping off again. It sounds like I missed out on the most recent drop. Sounded like it was pretty good with all the comic covers. Again, not financial advice. It's just, hey, just open to options. It sounds like you're just open to ideas. There are some comics I'd rather buy like 3 of a comic than like a single Marvel comics. Let's not do this. Rare. How many pages is this? Commons. Oh. Spider-Man 361. Go down to 10 here. Another one I've been kind of keeping my eye on is Ghost Rider, Marvel Spotlight. I mean, I bought quite a few of them a while ago. Not a lot of uncommons. There's still a lot of like really, really good comics that are going for pretty cheap. And I think Ghost Rider, is it 30K? The 30K comic. I'm trying to remember if it's a 20K. Yeah, it's a 30K comic. So at least me personally, if I'm stacking like comics, or if I'm trying to buy certain ones, I'm trying to focus on ones that are like 10,000 or 20,000. And there's some 30,000 comics I'm buying, or there's a couple, 60,000 comics I don't mind buying, like a Journey into Mystery. This is a 60K comic, but I mean, it's first appearance of Loki. Like, you want to own that at some point. Is it a hard stack? Me personally, I'm not sure. I don't know that answer. What up, boys? What's up, Wes? What's up, Hobby? But it's also hard to argue with just Marvel Comics 1. Like, it's always going to be relevant. Every hardcore comic book collector knows what that is. I messed up, saw Marvel Spotlight 4 SR for 300. Next jump was to 900. Went back down to 250 after 2 days. No one wants that comic. Yeah, whenever there's a reason why the walls are that thin. It's just because it's not in huge demand right now. But I mean, that's how much I bought like how much did I buy my ultra rares for? There's one ultra rare I bought for like way too much. Here, not here, not here. One more. I think that's like the price I bought one of my ultra rare. Oop, I think I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah. I think in my collection too, I can just check on series. There it is. Spotlight. I think I bought one of these for quite a bit. Yeah, 300 gems I bought a long time ago. So, I mean, if I just held on to this, I could have bought a secret rare, right? But everyone's thinking that. My collectibles was as well. Nice. Buy only comments. Yeah, I mean, I do think there's going to be a market. I do think people are overlooking the ultra rares, because those are, I mean, rares and ultra rares, those are VV exclusive covers. But it seems like everyone's attention and focus is just like commons and secret rares, and that's it. There's like no in between, which I don't think any strategy is technically a wrong strategy. I do think some will be more profitable than others. Some might happen sooner than others. But I do think the fact that rare and ultra rares at some point in the future, because those are VV exclusive covers, there's only so many that exist. I do think collectors will want those as well. But you literally can't go wrong with the commons or secret rares. Like, you just can't go wrong. Looking forward to burn mechanic, and that's the other thing too. Is VV gonna want people to be burning commons? Are people is it gonna say just burn 5 random comics? Like, who knows what the burn mechanic is gonna be? But he did pretty much confirm, like, we're gonna have a burn mechanic for something with comics, because there are some comics that there's just simply too much in circulation. Could that be Marvel Comics? Maybe. But people will be like, yeah, 60,000 is too much. And over the course of like 2 or 3 years, now all of a sudden there's like 28,000. Like it just gets cut by more than half. It could happen. The Todd McFarlane 3D Spawn drop going on right now on Oddkey for 2.8 Sol. I haven't seen that one. I know the first appearance of Spawn, like on the blockchain, is on Oddkey. I think it's Oddkey. It's already, it dropped a while ago. I think it was like over a year ago at this point. Andarin Spawn FA, only 250 editions. Yeah. That's the other thing too. I gotta buy Sol, then deal with gas fees. Like this is the exact reason why I was like, I don't want to deal with OpenSea and having Matic and Sol and ETH and possibly any other kind of like weirdo crypto that I need to use to like buy, and every time I transfer or do it to something else, like there could be a fee involved. So I don't know. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I like Spawn, but I'm not a massive Spawn fan. When I heard the whole Todd McFarlane project kicking off, I did buy a few toys that I thought was cool. Spawn NFT I still can't get rid of, but this is what it is. Sven, what's up, dude? High vibes. Long time ago. Yes. Probably burn Doc Ock red for Soulstone. That'd be sick. We'll see. Yeah, that was kind of weird. You guys remember the... Also, the new search terms are awesome. I don't think I've seen this Marvel Metallic Red ever. We haven't seen that again yet, right? This was just such a weird drop that Veve did. Like this really, really random Doc Ock, like red version thing. And I thought it would be kind of consistent, or at least like they would do it again in the future, but they haven't done it. Like if we check out the store, go to drops, like if we're talking just strictly Marvel, okay, they haven't done it with America Chavez. That's DC. They haven't done it with She-Hulk. They haven't done it with didn't Mysterio drop after that as well? So like Mysterio's also a Spider-Man villain. Yeah, like right here. And there's no like weird red version of this. So I'm not sure if that's like secretly a collector's item because no one, it's like a one of a kind thing, or no one's gonna really care. I mean, what's it priced at? Oh no, we searched it. So it was what was that? Did you guys see that? You guys can rewind and check it for yourself, but I do not know what that was. Anyway. Yeah, so 32 gems. Like, I don't know, is it worthwhile to like just buy one of these and just be like, yeah, maybe this will be worth a lot, because some like weird collector is gonna be like, I like red metallic one-off series things. Like, maybe. Imagine what will happen if we get to previous buying levels. Got a 48k mint common MC1 to 750. That's gonna happen to things like 6k AF15 common. It definitely could happen. I will say this though. I mean, the prices that those NFTs got pumped to were, those digital collectibles, sorry, pumped to were absurdly high. I do think the main reason for it was there was a lot of artificial gems being injected into the market. There was also people not necessarily over leveraging themselves, but definitely people putting in probably a lot of gems because things are just pumping so high. And we were told by Veve during that time, like, oh, we're getting 20 to 30,000 new users a day. And we're like, oh my God, dude, like we're gonna hit 2 million users in July of 2022. That obviously did not happen. All that information. Now, as far as I know, I don't know, does anyone know how many actual like KYC'd accounts that we have on Veve? Last I heard, it was like low 5 figures, like really low. But I could be wrong. I could, like, I don't think we have nearly as many people as we think we do. ASM 300 is the best Todd McFarlane comic or collectible to own, in my opinion. That is a good one. That is a very good one. Todd McFarlane comic or collectible to own. More than the Todd McFarlane Batman itself? I mean, there's less Todds than there are the, like, Todd cover of the comic. I mean, if we're talking price-wise, it's not like, of course, in my opinion, I'd rather own, I don't know, how much is the Todd cover? Why here does it say comics? No. It's just called Spider-Man, right? So yeah, it's going for 5 gems right now. So would I rather own a Todd or own 200 Spider-Man 1s? I'd rather own 200 Spider-Man 1s. That's just me. I mean, I think that's like the price equivalent. But I mean, once you get up here, you're spending a lot of gems on these covers. So even then, I would still rather have 100 Spider-Man 1s than a single Todd, at least right now in this like current market. Doc Ock goes Shard. Is the Soul Stone red? I don't know, to be honest. I don't have like all the Infinity Stone colors and all that stuff like memorized. Pixel Trader says crypto on a downtrend today. Yes, it is. I haven't paid that close attention to it, so. Floor on spawn drop is 8 soul. Nice. How much is that? Because last I checked, dude, there was a point in time when soul was like $7, and now it's up to like, last I saw was like $25. So it actually grew up. It actually went up a ton in the last like couple months. I just don't care to put up a bunch of money into other projects right now, unless it's like on the drop, and I think it's going to go up a ton. But even then, I don't know. I already explained the whole story with a kid called Beast. Sorry for the delay. I've been listening. Even though I'm missing the drop, I'm excited because I'll be working for a large IRL collectible company known worldwide. Okay, that's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. What was that in the search bar, dude? I have no idea. I'm just gonna hold on. Let's switch to this. Sorry if there's no chat there, but I'm just, what the heck was that? Is that what it's actually called? Dude, I completely forgot about this thing, dude. That's right. Yeah, all right. I thought like there was just something super, super weird on the drop, but this thing. I forgot this was the name of this poster, apparently. You guys can see that. I had no idea. I was just looking up Octa, and I'm just like, what was that? It just popped out at me. But yeah, that's the name of this poster that dropped a while ago. Yeah, late December of last year. Yeah, this drop was like a month ago, like exactly a month ago. Just really caught me off guard. Trying to be a Christian Minecraft server or stream on this. We can't have any of that. I think it was the, yeah, poster, but yes, it was. I'm just refraining myself because as last I heard, we do have some children watching potentially. I have a signed sketch Spawn cover, 1 of 1. Let's go from his first drop. James Bond has no chill. No, he doesn't. New favorite NFT. Yeah, only a month. That felt like ages ago, dude. Right? Dude, when I saw that, I'm like, dude, did this thing drop in like August, October? No, it was like a month ago. Oh, ASM 300. Okay. Yeah, dude, for sure. I have a 300. That work? I don't think the search bar works for comics yet. That's why. You are right, though. Both of those comic covers are Todd, but I was thinking the but either way, I probably would agree. I think last I saw this was like 40 bucks. 40. Okay, yeah. So it's almost at 50. Let's just assume it's 50. Would I rather own 20 of these or a Todd? That's actually a good question. I think Todd can go down. I mean, I think both can go down lower. I do think this whole crypto pump, I think it was just a bit of a bull trap, and some people bought into it. Some people are just waiting. Or like, yeah, I think it's gonna go back down. I don't know, I'd probably just grab Todd just because I know I can always come back with like, you know, a few hundred gems and buy more of these. But if I bought a ton of Spider-Man's comics, I can't go back and buy a Todd unless I have 1,000 gems again. So just have both. Why not? That's my philosophy. Just have both. Yeah, I saw that, Big A. I appreciate you correcting me. Holy moly, been a long time since I seen you stream. How long you been? How have you been, dude? Hope you were well. I'm doing well. Started the new job a while ago, and I'm like finally getting into my role. I just hope I can land that comic on Tuesday. I'm gonna be in the office. It's gonna be annoying, but it's been going well. There we go. I fixed it. Got some green action going on. This. Surprised Journey into Mystery 83 SR hasn't gone anywhere, just stuck at 1K. What do you guys think it could be in a bull market? Dude, anything could happen. It's so hard to predict the price. The way I see it is it's two factors. It's like more like 15 factors, but really it comes down to like 3. Depends on if we have like fully fleshed out like crypto pay-in. That's like one aspect by the time like the market starts running again, right? Like if Veve has crypto pay-in. Also depends on, I think it's hard to kind of guesstimate collectibles that were basically minted or like spawned during the bear market, because like they're already so low. They start up here and they're like going down. It's like, all right, how much higher could it go? It's really hard to tell, because we have a rough outline with like the old collectibles, because we saw how high they could go and they went back down. Then again, I do think a big aspect of why those things ran up so much is because we were given wrong information, not maliciously, but we're just given wrong information, and there's a bunch of synthetic gems just being like pumped into the market. So was that a true pump, or was it just like fabricated? Where the collectible was Marvel Comics 1 really only going to go up to like 200 and not like 500? If there wasn't like fake gems being pumped in the market, who knows? Also, like if Veve just like quadruples the users between now and the next bull run, like what is that going to look like? It's really hard to tell. I don't know. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like smoking and being like, how high can I get? It's like, I don't know exactly how high you are, because it depends on like how much you take and what it is and what your body size is and what your tolerance is. Like there's so many different aspects that go into it. It's probably a terrible analogy, but I just heard high, so I just thought of that. BVApp says 500k plus downloads on Play Store has not changed in forever. It's technically true. There's been that many downloads. It's technically true. So I'll chat gaming. Gotta run. Thank you for the stream. Of course. I think the pump back then was about 50% higher than reality. So you would cut most of the prices of things back then in half. So let's say, let's look at some collectibles. let's look at FA Harley Quinn. So you're thinking that basically all the prices were pumped like 50% higher than they should have been. So you're thinking Harley Quinn, looking back at these prices, it just blows my mind that FA Harley Quinn should not have been 1,300 gems, right? Probably should have been a little bit closer to maybe here, 700, maybe even here, 600. Like when you look back at everything in hindsight, you're just like, duh. Like we don't have that many users. It's not like we had people on here pumping millions of gems in the app, because like the only way some of these purchases could have happened like multiple times and exchanging this many hands and moving around, and how many collectibles were reaching those prices. Like there has to be just tons and tons and tons of gems being pumped in the market, which was the case, but we didn't know from who or how, you know, exactly. But yeah, possibly. So I mean, that's why I look at this all-time high thing and like, this is not true. Even when I was looking at the market back in like January, February, March, April, like even on this, people were like, well, this thing went up to 1,300 gems. It's like, okay, yeah, it was at 1,300 gems for like 2 days. Doesn't mean that was like its actual price. It like held that price. What's more accurate is like this, I would say, kind of, not really, but again, I do think a lot of this one was just built off hype. I think this one I have to look up like a weird term, like mouse. Eating, it's not helping. Look up Mickey. I'm trying to find Steamboat Willie. Because I remember Steamboat Willie held that price between like 9 to 10K for like 10 days. Come on. Going up. Oh well, but you guys have seen it before. Oh, or is that 2 different words? I don't think it's going to show up. That's fine. Sandman. This ties in with the approximately 50%, maybe more. Can't believe I didn't sell off. What an idiot. Of course everyone's saying that. So paying is in. In is impossible. I assume that's what you mean by impossible. Technically it exists if we're considering Omi, like if Veve's gonna keep following through with that whole Omi thing, or like with Omi cash and stuff. So technically it's crypto. It's just not like the crypto. It's not ETH. It's not Bitcoin. But I trust they'll have crypto pay-in by end of year. Probably. We'll see though. Matt Smith, hey, so you think Lambo will be a low mint run or like lightsabers with thousands per rarity? If it's a low run, you think they might release it at 500 or 1K gems? What are your thoughts? Thanks. I mean, it's pretty comparable to the 007 drops. Hopefully it'll show the vehicle. There it goes. I mean, this is one of them. Is this the 7 mint version or is this like the 500 mint? Yeah, this is like the 7 mint version. That's not the one I wanted. Do Aston. Let's just look at like the ultra rare. Does this one had how many mints again? Yeah, 2,500, and then the secret rare I think had. What did that one have? Or I remember when all these mints were like separate, which is kind of weird. So 507. Yeah, so there's 507 with this one. I really hope they keep it like under 500. If it's more than 500, if it's like between if it's closer to 1,000, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if they need to put it for 1,000. I mean, it's pretty much impossible to tell what a brand new IP is gonna do on the app. Like it's hard to tell. How I would like to see it play out. I really don't want it to be like 1,000 gems because I don't think a ton of people can afford that right now. On top of that, I'd like to see it be a little bit closer to like maybe like 100 gems or something like that, if that's still good enough. I just remembered this for some reason. I wonder if that news from a few months ago about Veve marketing IRL products codes was with codes was real. A few months ago about Veve marketing IRL products with codes was real. I don't know what you mean. I'm still waiting on a Jermaine Rogers like statue that's supposed to come in. Like, I mean, I was at Decon and I still don't have it. I think it's been, when was Decon? Late November, right? So it's been 2 months and I still don't have my like physical collectible that came with, like, it was like a shirt, a digital collectible, and a statue. And one of the and someone bought it off me and they said that they wanted the shirt and the statue. I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Like, you paid a lot. I mean, we can discuss how much for the physicals, but I still don't have the statue yet. So let's just ship it all together because the person lived really far away. So first 3 Bitcoin bull markets were highly manipulated by whales. Bill did another 70x in the next 2 bull runs, so collectibles could go back and exceed previous all-time highs. Yeah, definitely could. I hope so, Big A. Yeah. I mean, they're both kind of in that crypto, alternative investing, speculative investing like realm, but who knows? This stuff could do better because we're talking about Spider-Man, Iron Man, Batman, Aston Martin, you know, all that stuff, rather than just Bitcoin. We'll have to see. Lambo was founded in 1963. I think that might be the amount on the drop for a certain edition, at least. That would be cool. Or maybe they'll do like, yeah, like 1963, and then maybe have like another drop that's just like of secret rares that's just 63. Like, who knows? I mean, anything could happen. I don't know, like, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to mint numbers and box price, in my honest opinion. The vehicle could do a bit different, because I mean, that's the whole meme, right? Online, it's like, win Lambo, win this, win that. So it appeals to more than just, it appeals to the memes as well. So if we get the first appearance Lambo on the blockchain, everyone that says, oh, win Lambo, like as a joke, you can just link them that, like, yeah, I have it, it's on the blockchain, I have it, which would be kind of funny. To be honest, I don't know if I'll go for a Lambo if it's 500 to 1k. Too much for me, but in a 1 drop personally. We'll have to see. No, not gems, sorry, Austin. If it was like 500 to 1k mints, I think that'd be a little high. I would like to see it be like around 500 or less, if they really wanted Lambo to be worth something, because I don't think Lambo needs the money from NFTs. It's just like a fun marketing thing, and if very few people have it, which makes it more rare, and the whole point of Lambo is that it's prestigious, it costs a lot of money, it's for the elite, and if everyone has one, that doesn't really fit with the concept of Lambo. Good shout, J-Kill, XRP. 1963 editions, yes sir. Let's hope so. I mean, that would be a little on the high side, but depending on the box price, I think it could still sell out with 2,000, or like just shy of 2,000. Some Veve content creators were talking about a Target deal, but I don't know if that was legit. I thought that was like HRO. I thought HRO did a Target deal with Veve. Like, what would Veve sell? Like the IPs, or would they just sell their own physical like logo? Like, I don't even know what that would look like. I don't know, what were they saying? Just looked on December 7th, 2018. So this is 5 years ago, more than 5 years ago. No, more than 4 years ago. Bought a couple of Bitcoins at 3,400 each. Sentiment that day was it could go to 0, but it all worked out. Not too different from what some bears are saying now about Veve. Yep. I don't get me wrong, I do think Veve's upper limit is just, it's limitless. It can literally do whatever it wants. I just think the time frame is a bit off. A lot of people think it's gonna like happen soon. I think a lot needs to happen. Like, the overall sentiment about crypto and NFTs both need to change. Like, the entire Like Veve needs mass adoption. I mean, just digital collectibles in general need mass adoption, but like the whole stigma around NFTs and all that stuff like pretty much needs to go away. And on top of that, we need people to buy into the idea that like digital collectibles are cool and there's cool perks. And it's like, how much are the licensors going to buy into it? Like, is Disney really going to push letting people know and marketing their NFTs, right? Because I mean, it could take a few years, but let's say Disney, Marvel, Star Wars all of a sudden start promoting their stuff on their Twitter and the parks and on their Discord and all these different platforms, then that could expedite that process much quicker because now they're just notifying the masses. One sec. Oof. Believe it or not, in Arizona, it's been raining quite a bit, and I think it's been kind of kicking up my allergies. That 1K on Aston Martin, those machine guns need some sound. Are they silent? It's kind of lame. Imagine if one of the Lambos would give utility to a real Lambo. Prices and users would go nuts. That would be pretty cool. Like a random drawing. Could you imagine that? Yeah. So imagine, okay, so 500 Lambos. And they said, all right, the real world utility is that someone will randomly get airdropped a code or something like that. And then you put it into like the Lambo website or whatever. Like, all right, you got a Lambo. Put in your credentials. Dude, the prices of those would go insane if Lambo actually gave out like an actual Lambo as utility. But dude, you would see those prices get dumped so hard afterward. Like, I would not be surprised if those Lambo NFTs would go up to like 5 to 10 easily. I think 5 to 10K. And then the second it goes away, or the second the airdrop is like announced or whatever, those would go immediately down to like 900 or even less. Silent. Machine gun, silent. They got silencers on them, that's why. They just don't tell you. Lambo has already released NFTs, multiple series over a few months. Oh yeah, you're right. I did hear about that. They already dropped like NFTs. Well, I don't know. Multiple series over a few month campaign on their website. I bet $100 we could see 5K editions over 4 colorways. Again, I have no idea how they set it up on their platform or how they would set it up on Veve, but if they've already done their own stuff and they want their individual NFTs to be worth more, and then ours is like the mass produced, like, all right, everyone can own a Lambo, then sure. I could definitely see that digital verse. Porsche NFTs dropping tomorrow on Porsche site. Let's go. Dude, how do you guys get all this info? Like, do you guys just, I don't know how people hear about these like most random projects or these like different platforms that are just like dropping NFTs. Like bro, like dude, Care Bears dropping Saturday. You need to be ready, load up that ETH, buy some Care Bears. I'm like, how do people hear about these projects? I'm still confused how people find them. And like you said, this one's on Porsche's like website. Like, it's not an OpenSea, so like I don't know how you guys find these projects. That would be national news. I think so too. Imagine if any Veve collectible had any IRL utility like Disney Golden Moments got you a free park entry once a year. I mean, that'd be cool. I mean, that does tie like actual value to the park, right? What I would prefer to see is something that could be repeatable. Therefore, it makes it much, much better for rentability. So like I mentioned before, it'd be cool that if you own like the Elsa statue and you show the Elsa statue to like the actress or whatever that's playing Elsa, and she gives you like a specially signed card. And that's literally it. It's nothing like crazy. Like, you show her the golden moment and she's like, oh, like you got one of those. And you can even take a picture like an AR with like, you know, Elsa and your daughter, and it's like a cute picture with the Elsa statue there, and you show her the picture and she's like, oh, you got one of those pictures. They'll take out like a little personalized card and give it to you and your family or like your daughter or whatever, which is nice. Like, there's definitely some dads that would spend 20 bucks for that experience, you know, with their family or their daughter or whatever it is. So I'd rather have something like that where it's like every time you use it, you can get utility, so it's repeatable rather than one-time park entry, and if you use it now, its utility is kind of worn out for the year. But I get what you mean, or it could have multiple facets of utility. I think the Lambo website was $1.69 for their NFT drop. Nice. Somewhere in auction, yeah. They have an NFT website for drop. I'm just curious how you guys even find out about these platforms. Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin to find these projects. Like, how'd you know to randomly go to Porsche's website to like find an NFT? Or I guess you could just Google like NFT projects dropping this month or whatever the hell, maybe. Do you own any full sets? Wonton Mon. What's up, dude? Full sets? What are the full sets you're... Not like a big like full set collector. I have a couple. Let's look at my sets. Not fully collected, not fully collected. I'm close on a couple of them, like the golden moments. I used to have the set for Steamboat Willie, but I sold the common and uncommon a long while ago. I think I sold those for like 200 gems, and now they're way less, obviously. I think I have like 2 or 3. I don't have that many. You know what? I should have just done. What's this? Full sets, 8. There we go. So I got the Jurassic Park posters. I got the Ukraine relief thing. I got the Deck the Halls of Justice set. Battle Statues, a one thing set. Avengers is a one thing set. This Ukraine thing is a one thing set. Not like a huge like set finisher or whatever. I do have the Darth Vader set complete. It's just on 2 different phones. So like my main account has the ultra rare. Or no, vice versa. My other account has the ultra rare, but my main account, which is this one, has the common and uncommon. So if I just, once I merge things together, I might have an extra set or 2, but I'm not a big set finisher. Mostly because if I'm trying to shoot for like MCP, it's just strictly better just to buy like rare comics. Except for Battlestar Galactica, I did like this. I do like the show. I'm a big fan. I would probably do the same for maybe some of the Star Wars stuff, not Star Wars, but some of the Star Trek stuff, but it's just like too expensive. And plus, I don't need 3 different versions of like the Enterprise or whatever. It's like, here's a huge one, here's a little one. Like, I'm gonna buy one. What's this doing right now? I don't know. I've been keeping a really close eye on the first appearance Mr. Sinister comic. I do think there's quite a few other comics too that are really good for around that price. Like, so like, what are some good commons under like 3 gems right now? High volatility is the next logical step for NFTs. Barry Up Club was the first to do it on a big scale with our party for holders. Yeah, that is sick. If you could do like parties and stuff. See, the nice thing about Veve is that, so Bored Ape Yacht Club is strictly reliant on the holders, right? It's community-led utility, which is cool, don't get me wrong. But if you have utility backed by huge IPs like Disney and DC and Star Wars and all that stuff, it's like they can have it be whatever they want. They can also tie it to other things too, as well as community stuff, right? Like we do it all the time. People have the I mean, it's not really utility, but there's the Miles High Club. So if you own like the Miles Morales set, I could have sworn there was like a Grail one, or like what it was called. But I mean, I thought there was a group of like VVOGs, or just a group that has like, if you own a Walt, Todd, or Superman, you can like join this like Discord group or whatever. And when it comes to comics too, like I'm pretty much only buying FAs. There's a couple, so my only exceptions for that are really, really, really cool like looking covers. And then if it's cheap, I'll buy it. Or if it's like X-Men related stuff, then like I kind of go a little bit out of my way to like buy some like cool X-Men covers for the most part. But for me, it's like, for commons being this cheap, like first appearance of Mr. Sinister, I like that one a lot. I think the zombies are okay. I do think this is I do think this is a good one. This is the first appearance of Abomination, I believe, which is not like an insignificant character. That's also I believe this was a 50k. Was this a 20k or 15k? market, not market, but like mint. I think this was a 20K mint on that one. I mean, quite honestly, you can kind of just buy FAs of characters in the $3 range. Like this was an exception. Like I really like the cover of this one, like Marvel Age Annual #4. Like I know it doesn't have any significant FAs, but I just thought the cover was cool because it has a ton of X-Men. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna buy it. Same thing with there was also another Spider-Man one that I bought. I like Jubilee. First appearance of the Illuminati. I believe this one on the left. So new Avengers #7. It's not a person, but it's definitely the first appearance of like a new group. Ooh, Bishop, Mystique. I have each of these. Black Widow. Is that Black Widow? I think that's Black Widow. No, this is the first appearance of another comic. I thought it was something else. No, this one isn't a first appearance. I thought it was. It was a different one's a first appearance of Black Widow. Drops in 16 hours? Okay, cool. Good to know. Word travels fast on Twitter. Only reason I use it for crypto NFTs and investing news. Yeah. I did not have a Twitter before Veve until I started like making content. People were like, you have to have a Twitter. I'm like, all right, fine. I just hate having to keep up constantly like, hey, I'm alive, I'm relevant, tweet, hi, bye, all this stuff. That's cool, that's sick. You know, that's why like so many tweets are just like just emojis, GIFs, 1 or 2 word like answers. They're like sick or you know, no cap, shit like that. Like that's like there's no context, there's no like actual communication like being done, which I don't know, just not a huge fan of. Porsche has been a popular project in NFT Twitter, but then finally revealed their price of 0.93 ETH and everyone hates them now. Yeah, that does seem like quite a bit for those. Also, Wonderland was my 109th set. Nice, dude. And I got matching mints, 187. Let's go, dude. They were that much? Wow. Dude, you got 109 sets, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, I got 8. So I'm not a big like mint pacer or anything like that. Or sorry, like set finish or anything like that. Never really cared for him. Like, don't get me wrong, like the extra, like couple extra master collector points is super nice, and being able to show off sets. And I do think it only makes sense that I think Veve eventually will give bonuses and or benefits or something to people with a lot of sets. Like, hey, if you have more than 10 sets, you have access to this, or you can like, you get whitelisted for this drop. If you have more than 50, then more than 100, like it just makes sense. So I definitely see that happening. Yeah, Jay, they kept that price secret until like 3 days ago. Oof, yeah, no wonder. My excitement just vanished. Yeah, 1 ETH, like why 0.93? That's so weird. Or was it just a flat dollar amount and it just happened to be 0.93? What's the winning strategy for Tuesday's monster drop? For me, there's no spam clicking. Like every time I try to spam click comics, I mean, it's been like this for like a year. Anytime I try to spam click, it just stays like gray. So sometimes I click so fast, it just stays like, it's almost as if I'm like holding down the button to press buy. And then it just doesn't work. So you have to time it. I can't really give you advice on how to time it. I know there are apps and like some simulator programs. I think if you just go to like Veve like test drop or Veve practice drop tool or something like that, or you just Google that, I'm sure there's some things on there that will let you do that. Actually, it's fine right now. Veve practice tool app drop. I think I put in enough keywords. This it? Is it Tapgate.io or this one? Asset drop. Comic drop. Okay, so blind box drop, asset. I don't know what an asset drop is. What is that? don't know what the difference is. It was comic drop. Okay. You're too soon. It's like attempting to calculate reaction time. So yeah. So it just counts down and you just practice on this. It's a bit harder on I'd say it's a bit harder on mouse than it is on like. Ooh, too soon. I think that's literally how I missed AF15. It was like I was just too soon. Too soon, dude. Dude, I thought that was right on. Or we'll try one more time. Yeah, that's slow. I've seen some people get like 0.0 like 4 something. If you try enough, you can kind of you can like really get the timing down for the most part, but like that was super slow. Like you can really get the timing down. It's better if you do this on your phone, not on your like desktop computer or whatever. So that's how you do timing. You have to time it, but on blind box, I literally just spam tap an area. I actually have a, what do you call it, a stylus, so I can actually be very exact with where I'm pressing, and it's actually a bit faster for me to like spam click with something in my hand than it is with just my finger. That's just me. So I want an old school Lamborghini Diablo. Ooh, that sounds nice. Don't know what that looks like. Not a huge car person, but I definitely understand the appeal of it. I had posters when I was a kid. Yeah, I think I did have a poster of a car, and I think it was called a Lotus. Yeah, I just thought it was so cool. I did have one of the, I mean, this was like 20 years ago, probably more than that. Yeah, it was probably like 22 years ago or something like that. And I had a picture of a Lotus with like the doors up and stuff, like Lotus Eclipse. I have no idea. I just saw the car. It looked cool. It had like the doors up, but I don't know exactly what it looked like. And these are all like newer looking. I don't know. What if we did like Lotus? My God, what year would that be? Let's just do like 2000. Okay, maybe not. Look different than these. I don't know. I'm getting the year wrong, but I just remember like in middle school, I had a picture of a Lotus poster. What if there's a group for owning all the Mickey Mouse collection NFTs? At most, there can only be 815 with signature drops and all. That's overestimated because there's less. Yeah, like that owns them all. If I had to guess, probably like 10 or 15 people, like at most, that actually own like all the Mickey Mouse stuff. I'd probably say like 10 or 15 people. I'm in my 40s, so I had one of those same posters on my wall growing up too. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it looked like. I think I bought it at a book fair at my school. It was like a book fair, and you know, my friends were like all about Captain Underpants and all that stuff, and I was like looking at the posters. I'm like, dude, this is a cool looking poster. I'm like, my mom I think gave me like 20 bucks or something like that to spend there, and I'm like, this poster's like $15. Yeah, I want this. So I just bought a poster. Pretty cool. Just double checked, not 0.93, it's 0.911 for obvious reasons. Yeah. Lotus Eclipse? Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I read that earlier. First Tesla was a Lotus Elise with Tesla drivetrain. Nice. I don't know. Count-Talk? Is that how you pronounce that? Lambo Count-Talk? I don't know. I'm pretty close. All I need is Secret Rare Sorcerer and then the full Band Leader set, which isn't too pricey. Yeah, the full Band Leader set is pretty inexpensive. Bits and gigs. Let's check it out. I wonder if it's under like Band Leader. No, it's probably not. It's probably under Mickey Mouse. So, yeah, it's under not Mickey and Friends. It's a different one. Mickey. Called Mickey and Friends, Moon Knight. What is that series called? Do band leader. Oh, does not have. We could use a little bit of work. Band leader. What's on here? Yeah. I forgot what that one's called. I own all 4 Mickey sets plus the Mickey Mouse signature. Let's go, dude. Happy Lunar New Year's. Nice. Yeah, that is I did not play that stamp drop. I honestly just completely forgot about it. Looks like it ended up working out because the comments were going for what, 2 gems last I saw? Yeah, like less than 2 gems. Secret rares are going for 40. So yeah, that's awesome, Rich. I hope to finish my collection soon. I was lucky enough to get the secret rare on final collection on drop and the ultra rare steamboat on drop. Yeah, I got the ultra rare steamboat on drop, so I still own that. There's a couple times where I was like, well, maybe I'll pick up Jaunty Jig and what's the other one called? Dude, I'm like drawing a blank on all these NFTs. The Mickey, I remember that now. It's not Mickey Mouse, it's the Mickey Mouse collection, which is just silly. It's actually under T. The Minnie Mouse, the Mickey Mouse. So silly. All right, so this is the ultra rare, right? So this is these 3. I mean, the ultra rare is only 63 right now. Uncommon is 13, and I think it's probably going for like 9, 8 or 9 if I had to guess. 8, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could pick up the whole set for 80 gems at this point. A little bit less than that. Yeah, like 85 gems, I would say. You ever seen first gen Tesla Roadster 2008 to 2012? The Lotus Elise if you're trying to remember your poster. I was too old for that. I didn't have a poster then. I was pretty much done with college I was like in college like during that time, like those years you listed basically, like senior year through college, like that's when I was in it. I just remember having it in middle school. Are your in-app notifications worse than usual? It's been horrible for the past. What do you mean like horrible? For Veve? I don't get any notifications from Veve. I just get it on like the official Twitter from Veve and stuff like that, but nothing from like the app itself. That's what you mean, Bioshock. Have all Mickeys and all golden moments. Hope there's an airdrop for some utility someday. Let's go. Dude, I hope so. In-app, you mean? Like these notifications? What's not gonna show up on my thing? On my phone? All I know is there's a shit ton. I don't really follow, like I follow way too many people, and there's some people that post way too much for me to even like keep track. Like I legitimately probably get like 70 notifications a day. So even if I spend the time to clear or read each one, like the very next day, I mean, I just leave my stuff on like 99 plus notifications. So I just leave it. I don't bother like trying to clear it or trying to understand it. It's just like way too much going on. So don't feel bad if you like post something on like the feed and I don't get it, because I don't pay attention to notifications. EV Wheels, what up, fam? What's up, dude? Sold a comic this morning and it didn't pop up the sold notification, but it always did. Oh, okay, so that one. Yeah, that one I actually haven't got a notification for before recently. Now that you mention it, yeah, I do remember selling a couple things here and there. And yeah, I didn't get a notification. Yeah, I didn't get a notification. So yeah, now that you mention it, I don't remember getting one. Yeah, maybe that is messed up. You guys remember these? these perspective drawings. By Patrick Hughes. Remember, people were all over these when they drop. People were like, you have no idea how much these are worth in real life. I'm like, yeah, there's a bit of a difference between an artist making like a physical creation, and there's like, what, maybe like 1, 2, or like a dozen, like I don't know how much of these makes, versus like there's 1,500 of these in a digital speculative platform format versus like an actual physical one that he made by hand. Slightly different. Are any of these below box? Yes, this one's thoroughly below box. One's even lower below box. I forgot the Venice one was the one that I think most people wanted, because that's like one of his most well-known pieces of work. And the Venice one is just cool. Just when you look back at some of these drops, just like everyone's mindset and the way they thought and the way Veve and just the whole community was just so different back then. Lord, I hope the merge is semi soon. Dude, same. I just want the merge to be done. Like, I know they said what the merge would happen like at some point before the end of the year. I mean, at this point, I'm not even holding my breath on like when it's gonna happen, because I'm like, I don't want them to say like, okay, end of Q1 or whatever. It's like, it's just gonna keep getting pushed out. So I'm not in a huge rush. Like, am I missing out on like some MCP points? Like, sure, but it's nothing significant. It's not like I'm missing out on like 50 MCP points a day. It's more like, all right, I'm like 10 short a day. Like, it doesn't matter. How's this power orb thing doing? I honestly thought this one would do way better than what it's doing now, because there's still 830 in the store. I honestly thought this would perform better because everyone was on that like Infinity Gauntlet hype train for a while. Maybe people really aren't fully pulling the trigger on this until there's a Infinity Stone airdrop like fully announced, or they're waiting for all the stones to be announced first and then they might do it. I'm not sure. So far, the trend has been like every 2 or 3 months they do announce a new stone. I would say about 3 months. Skip that song. So if we actually look at the store drops, I just have to scroll down here for a second. Sure, I didn't get noticed for sale. Not anymore. Yeah. MCP points will carry over from other accounts to remain. Really? I thought that wasn't the case. I remember specifically asking that question. I mean, this was a long time ago. I mean, this was like November when I asked like if the points would move over. And I thought Reese said that it wouldn't, but I could be wrong. In a bull market, everything is seen bullish, and in a bear market, everything is seen as bearish. Reality is somewhere in the middle. Very true. I'm gonna find where so Tesseract, I think, was the second. I believe that was the second. This was the first. So August is the first one. So of no, April. What the hell am I saying? April, May, June, July. Did I pass it? I think I passed it. Like an idiot. There it is. July. So that's, I mean, that's like 3 months right there. And then October, so like 2 months later was the Scepter. I passed the last one. I thought there was another one we had. I don't know. So far, the trend seems to be every like 2 to 4-ish months we do get another Infinity Stone. So as of right now, I think we're set up to like complete the set because there's only 2 left. To complete the set in July-ish, like mid-year, whenever that is. So I believe you're correct on MCP points not transferring. I don't remember people upset about it. Yeah, I don't think it's, I mean, it's kind of to be expected, but because those MCP points like stayed on those accounts, if they do manage to find a way to transfer all those MCP points to the main account, because you can't do anything with them on your alt account. You can't even, I don't even know what you could do on those accounts. I could definitely see Veve like messing up and still giving those accounts points, and those accounts can still play drops. I have no idea. I could see Veve like messing that up for sure. Again, not because they're just like they don't care. It's just like it's just like another technological hurdle they have to deal with. Lights in here. Let's go blue. Go. Anything else you guys wanted to check out or talk about? Could even talk about DC a little bit. Look at my collection here. Got some good stuff. Of course, I got the worst one. I think the underground water is like literally the worst one you can get for the airdrop. Sigils. I think this is it. Yeah. Underground water. Yeah, this is 30. Like, so I got the underground water, which I think is literally the cheapest one. Okay, maybe not Chinatown. Maybe not some of these other ones. Old Gotham. Yeah. These went down in price a ton. And again, look at this. Uncommon, 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 uncommon. Okay, maybe I got a few more commons than I thought. Because I did land a common. I ended up buying another one, I believe. This account. And then rare. Then another rare. I've bought and like flipped so many of these. How much are these going for right now? Because I do think people are sleeping on the Legacy Cal comic. $67. Yeah, this was down to I think 48 at one point. I almost thought about buying another one, maybe even 2. Now we're all just waiting because I think Tuesdays, Monday or Tuesday is usually the day they announce the next comic. So we'll find out tomorrow what the next comic is going to be. Just hope it's a good one. Oof, what's going on here? Also, it gets really annoying how sometimes this website just like resets sometimes like that. Not entirely sure why. That was actually one thing I did want to check, which was Master Collector points as well. Not 100% sure, but it I thought later said everything would transfer, including all gems, items, and MCP points, but not sure. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm sure they're gonna change it. Maybe they said, hey, by the way, like we thought you could transfer gems as well, but you can't. Now it's only NFTs. Like there's gonna be something that's missing or messed up. Again, not because they're just like they don't care. It's just like technical limitation. Maybe they lawfully can't do it because of the way their cash out system works, and like just transferring gems is like they can't do it any. I don't know. Not entirely sure. Uncommon is actually not a huge L on DC like it is on Veve with the cool stuff. They do it later on in DC. Yeah, I would like yes and no. Sorry if I keep like flashing through these guys, but I would say yes and no. Like some of these, like I don't know why, but this uncommon is like way less than the common and some of the other ones. Also, they need a better search tool than this instead of just like labeling all this shit by like name. I don't even remember what that one was called that we're just looking at. Yeah, it's the Harley Quinn one. Gold, Superman, Wonder Woman, Adventures. I think that's it. Yeah, this one's going for 11, but the common is going for 30. So already, in a weird way, the kind of the Veve treatment is already happening because it's not the classic cover. So this one, also I just noticed this one doesn't say Batgirl on it. It says Batman Adventures. This one's a bit. I do like this rare cover. I thought about buying this rare cover for a while because it has like all 4 of the characters. Black Cat, Batgirl, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy. It has like all 4 of them, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the common is at like 30. But for the most part, yeah, I think all the ones with similar covers, that's been the case. Like the uncommons are always a bit higher. Yeah, so uncommon is a bit higher than the common. So of course, I don't know. It'll be interesting when Veve burns all of the collectibles on banned/bot accounts. Some collectibles will surprise us. I think so too. Just going to depend, I would say, on what Veve decides to do, what the licensor decides to do. Are they legally able to just like randomly burn NFTs from people or like kind of like take them back? I don't know how that would work at all. I'm not sure if they could just straight up just burn them, even though they're from bot accounts. They did legitimately buy them, and this is all the kind of like legal framework that like Veve is trying to navigate through, especially with something like digital collectibles and stuff. So can they do it, or could they like, hey, they're not burned, they're just locked away forever and they just can't be moved, traded, sold, or anything? So it's technically still burned. I mean, it's no different than like how Omi actually works, because Omi doesn't actually burn. All they do is just move it to a wallet that just like no one has access to. So when Omi gets burned, they just move it to like the burn wallet instead of like it doesn't just disappear. But we'll see. I mean, if they do that, either way, either they burn or lock them away. Of course, it's going to increase the value quite a bit. Is that something Veve would even announce? Maybe. Might just like not tell anyone and just like let the market play out as, you know, normal. Or they would just take them and just like re-release them as gifts, giveaways, whatever they do. They could do that as well. I'm not against either. Newest HRO drop had Superman 1, Batman 1, and Wonder Woman 1. I think DC might have Bat 1 and Wonder Woman 1 soon. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Like it's... So those are like the covers, right? That was kind of like my main hesitation with like investing heavily into like HRO, like comic covers. Like it's cool to have one, but is it ever going to surpass like the actual comic versions, the ones that you can like actually open up? There's a rating associated with it. As you can see here, like this one has a rating like an 8.5. Is that going to be the same as then just the comic cover? I don't think it'll be, obviously it won't be as much, but it's still valuable in its own way. Liking the vibes in here. Thanks, investing more, or invest more. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying yourself. That's what I meant. The uncommon were the same cover and okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, the uncommon is usually worth more, as we can see here. Like, what's another comic we can check out? Look at even Black Adam, I think. No, that one had different covers, I believe. Load. Oh. Goes. Common's 5. Uncommon is 6. Yeah, this one didn't do too well. I mean, this comic was released this year, so not surprising. Yeah, let's look at the Superman. Yep, no surprise. 485 for the uncommon. Common's at 380. Good. I don't know why, but I actually like the look that the beater comics have, which is the uncommon. Like the really worn out ones. Like I don't know why, but that's just like I like that look. This one, I'm just not. Don't get me wrong, Legendary is freaking awesome, but I'm just not sure how that would how that'd work. Infinite Earths, Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy drop happen. Yeah, I think I skipped this drop. I mean, honestly, DC, I'm like being very, very picky. Like I don't need to go for drops. I'm only playing with house money at this point. Like I'm not putting, if I have to, like I guess I will put in some extra money, but I don't need to. Some of these covers look all right, but also, remember someone offered me a good amount of money for this bat cowl a while ago, and I kind of wish I took that offer. I mean, this was like 2 or 3 months ago, probably 3 months ago. And this is when Superman was pretty new. So kind of wish I sold it then. Good to see you streaming again, Vibes. Hope you've been okay. What's the one collectible and comic that you would like to see on Veve this year? I mean, I would love to just see Wolverine both as a collectible and as a comic. So Hulk 181, as well as just like first appearance of Wolverine on the app. I mean, that would be sick. But if I don't know, if I had to choose something like outside of that, comic. I mean, there's some still good comics. Probably just X-Men 1, because we still don't have X-Men 1, do we? Like literally just X-Men 1. Like this is the one I'm talking about. Like we don't have this one on the app yet. But just X-Men 1. It's only casually worth like $1 million in real life. I would like to see this on the app. And then as for collectibles, oh, there's so many good ones, dude. It's hard to like pick one. I mean, I'm just a huge X-Men fan. I think a lot of people know that. I would love to see Juggernaut. I would like to see all of like Wolverine's rivals. Like, and by the way, Wolverine has like a ton of rivals that he just like, what do you call them? Not rivals, but they're like arch nemesis. I feel like Wolverine has like 5 or 6 of them. He has like Juggernaut. I would say him and Wolverine fight a lot. Hulk, him and Hulk fight a lot. Wolverine, like Omega Red, I think fight a lot. Sabretooth, of course, is like a classic one. They fight a lot. Trying to think of like who else like Wolverine fights on a pretty consistent basis. I'm sure there's other ones I'm missing, but like Wolverine just fucking fights everyone, which I like. My thinking is if DC allowed those 3 comics to be had last week by HRO, they'll probably let Palm use the other 2 not already there released in the near future. Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's some, even on Veve, I mean, we got some first appearance collectibles that we don't have the comic counterparts to just yet. If we just look at Marvel Mighties, we could probably find a handful. Marvel Mighties. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of these. I don't know. Is Odin in Gym 83? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, that's where Thor shows up. Maybe. I don't think so. Yeah, we have first appearance Green Goblin. We don't have first appearance of Captain America yet, on the comic wise. So that's another big one. You know, we have Loki. We have Doctor Doom. We have Spider-Man. Like, we got a lot of these. Like, these are all really good. We don't have Red Skull. We don't have, I feel like we're missing some here. Like okay, no. We don't have like Spider-Man 2099. I'm not sure how popular he is. We have Beta Ray Bill, right? I mean, and I mean, this is just Marvel Mighties, right? Like there's other collectibles and stuff, but Sleeping in the House, what's up, dude? I have an X-Men #1 physical, dude. That's awesome. Is it, what's it rated? If you don't mind me asking, or like, is it like a total beater comic, or you actually got like a good rating? That's really sick. Animated Wolverine collectible, Weapon X animation would be fire. Yeah. I mean, I like his classic suit one, but have you guys seen, I'm sure, hold on, let me pause the music. I'm actually going to show you guys something. I remember watching this. There was actually an arcade game after this one. Is it weird that I want this version of Wolverine instead? So this is the okay, so this is the intro and the outro. So this is the version of, like, I don't know why it just sounds familiar. It sounds so silly. You guys have seen this, but this is the Pride of X-Men cartoon that was, it only aired one episode in 1988, 89. And I remember playing this arcade game by Konami, and they made this whole game based off this one episode. And I actually really like the art style, but we'll play. Pretty good, right? Actually, strangely enough, I kind of like this costume a bit more on Wolverine. I know that sounds weird. Like, dude, I love the classic yellow and black, but some of these costumes on here do look pretty good. So this is actually before the 90s X-Men. I don't remember the X-Men song being like, this is a different X-Men. This literally only aired for one episode. You guys can watch the entire episode on YouTube. It's literally one episode. They aired it for one episode. And oh, it's an ad.
The stakes are
one of these days we'll have to watch this whole episode just for fun. I mean, what are they gonna do? Just demonetize me? Like, I don't care. But you can watch this whole episode. It's one episode, and then 2 years later, that's when the 90s cartoon came out that everyone knows. Like, look at this cartoon. Look at this ad.
You think superheroes like me can fight all your battles for you? Think again. Voting for your local, state, and federal representative lets you choose who's on your side and all the issues we face today.
What is this ad?
Little ones to the really big ones too. But before you can vote, you need to register. So do it now. For
Spider-Man teaching me how to vote. Let's go.
Visit your local participating video store.
I just want to show one part.
Register and vote.
Welcome her. Wait, she's not joining the X-Men, is she? She's just a kid. Wolverine.
Wolverine is supposed to be Canadian, but he sounds like straight up like Cockney, like straight up from frickin' like Australia. So it's a bit funny. But yeah, you guys can watch it. It's a 22-minute episode. It's the only episode that aired. It's called X-Men, Pride of X-Men. Cool episode. I really like the animation art style. And to be honest, I kind of like the art style and animation a bit more than the 90s version, but I mean, it's all still good. Yeah, X-Men 1. That's the comic I would want to see on Veve. I mean, there's a bunch of other ones I want to see too, like Wolverine, Punisher would be cool. Like, Punisher isn't like a super expensive comic, but I feel like Punisher's, I would imagine he's probably one of those characters that has like a small cult following that people just really like. Dudes without powers, with guns, and just vengeance. Vengeance is their superpower. Should I load up on many posters? Unlikely. But you can do whatever you want, Dan. I mean, I don't know what your investing advice is. Do you like comics? Do you like posters, collectibles? I don't know. Save gems for Lambos? Yeah. X-Men #1 is a CGC 1.5. Looks pretty good. Hell yeah, dude. That's exactly what I would find the money or wanted to like pursue some of these. I was like, my first comic, I either wanted to be like a 9 point whatever and have it be like a relatively like new and popular character, or it would be like one of these old ones, old beater comic. I would buy like a 1.5 or like a 0.5, like anything around here, and buy it just to say I have it, right? That's what I would do with like Hulk 181. But I was looking on eBay, dude, and like the cheapest one I could find was like $4,000, and that was even for like a 1.5. I'm like, all right, maybe not. Mini not an FA, get a set if you want to, but I personally wouldn't load up. Yeah, it's not FA mini on digital or poster aspects, so I don't remember the X-Men song being like that. Yeah, it's different. I liked it, maybe because I just listened to it a bunch, but you do get used to it. It definitely reeks of like 80s like G.I. Joe, like super cheesy theme song. Like, yeah, the 90s X-Men like theme, I agree, is a bit better. Yeah, I mean, this one has Cyclops, Beast, Angel, Marvel Girl, I don't know about her, Iceman, Magneto, Professor X, in the first comic issue. Who's Marvel? Was she called Marvel Girl? Is that Jean Grey before? No, I'm just curious. Marvel Girl. Okay, it is Jean Grey. I guess they just called her Marvel Girl before. That's what I figured. Cool, cool. As for collectibles, might as well stick with X-Men while we're on it. There's some pretty cool collectibles. Like, I mean, Juggernaut is sick. Apocalypse, like I'm talking the cartoon version, would be super sick. Sabretooth would be nice. I mean, there's so many good ones. And I'm trying to think. I like Cable and Bishop. I literally just put the two words together, or two names together, like Bishop. Cable and Bishop are both really, really cool. I mean, I like those characters. I like them all. Really hard to judge. It's strange because it's like, I can only imagine what it's like being a fan of these shows or comic books or whatever. It's like there's ones that are like you love, and like there's a whole lot of ones that are like good. You have like a whole range of like, these are all good. And there's maybe a handful where you're like, I don't really care for, so it's hard to say. Depends on how effective Veve was and is on removing bots or banned accounts. If the number is too high, it might be bad for them to burn because people might question security and fairness. True. We'll see. I would assume before they just like randomly burn ones, they try to communicate with that person. Like, hey, by the way, can you prove you are who you are, or can you deny these allegations or whatever? I have no idea how they would even approach it, but I would think so. I'm sure they'll release some Ant-Man NFTs leading up to the movie. Ah, that's actually a good call. Invest more. And that would not surprise me. Actually, Ant-Man is one we haven't really seen much of at all. Like Ant-Man, Wasp, like pretty much everyone in that kind of like realm. Though Quantum Mania and just like Ant-Man, I never really paid too much attention to those movies. That's just me personally. Long time no see. What's up, William Peartree? Yeah, it has been a minute. Yeah, dude, I like, it's funny because I never thought I would talk about comics and this kind of stuff in forever, but yet here we are talking about it. Have you guys looked at any of the artworks? Have you guys looked at any of these artworks and how much these are actually going for? Have you guys actually gone in here? Like, so we all know David Warhol went for 28,000. Dr. Profit won it. And who wouldn't want to sit down with David Yu? But some of these other ones, this Miles Morales one went for 11,000. This guy named Caramello. Jeez, dude, like sometimes you don't realize like how many actual whales are on the app until you start like clicking around and looking at people's like stuff. Like this guy has 149 sets, or no, collectibles, 22 sets. He might be one of those guys that like doesn't have like a ton of sets, but just has like a bunch of stacks stuff. Kind of curious how much this oh, this goes down for, I don't know why it's not showing the whole thing, but let's look at this Miles Morales one. Yeah, this one went for 17 grand. That is a lot. Yeah, dude, these one of ones are pretty nuts. Let's see what Ghost Rider number 2 went for. Oh, this one was made by Peach Momoko. I remember. I know David Yu really likes that artist. Elemental NFT, 8 grand, 801. That's a good call. Yeah, dude, these are nuts. What about this one? Toby? Someone spent 12 grand on a Toby poster. Holy moly. Got to be a nice little check for that artist. Gary Basement, that's what his name is. Dude, some of these go for, I mean, you guys can just go through these, and these are surprisingly going for quite a bit. Like this Deadpool one, just shy of 7 grand. That's crazy to see people spending this much on one of ones. But again, it's a one of one at the end of the day. I've been away. Still following the developments from a distance. Yes, sir. Quantum Mania is less than 1 month away. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've actually seen any of the Ant-Man movies from beginning to end. Because isn't that like its third one? I feel like it just does its own thing. There's been so many Marvel movies and shows that I feel like, I don't know, it's just been too much to keep up with, and a lot of the times the entire show could just be explained in a few sentences. 'Cause at the end of the day, it seems like Disney isn't really like making a show for the sake of making like a good story. It's just like, we're making this show to set up something else, and then okay, we're making this show to set up something else. It's like everything is set up and there's like no payoff, and it's just kind of obnoxious. You know what's the latest on MCP rollout? I have no idea, dude. I don't think anyone knows the actual MCP, OUP, like what's it called, merge. I don't think anyone knows when any of that stuff is happening, like actually. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it's like I have no idea, and I've kind of given up on, you know, if Veve says like, oh, it's gonna come out end of February, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like I'm not gonna really react to it until I actually see it live, or there's actually tweets saying like, this is live and it's happening right now. I don't know if this was asked, what's your strat, buy the dip during Lambo or buy Lambo? Honestly, personally, I don't really care about buy the dip during Lambo or buy Lambo. It entirely depends on mint number and the box price. And to be honest, I don't really care for Lambo. Like, I get the meme, but I don't really care for it. I mean, that could come back and like bite me in the ass. I mean, that kind of happened with me with like RoboCop. Not really. I mean, it's not that profitable of a drop, but and there's just too many I feel like it's kind of getting to the point where there's almost like too many collectibles like play a drop. I feel like things are so low now that, like, let's say a grail drop came out, it's not like people are just like flooring everything they have anymore. I think because back in the day, you know, drops were still like 60 gems, so people could like floor like a random collectible and still make 200 gems and have enough to play the next few drops. So I think the day of like, as of right now, like the time for people just like flooring like 6 or 7 collectibles like well below floor just to afford the next drop is kind of gone. I don't want to say that exactly, but I bid 3,269 for that 1 of 1 miles, and I thought I actually had a chance of winning it. Yeah, dude, I mean, there's some freaking whales out here. Look at one more. I'm trying to find which one I saw that was like the most expensive. I think this Spider-Man #1 went for quite a bit. Yeah, 31K. So dude, I think this is the most expensive 1 of 1 that's happened so far, is this one. So ASM #1, made by Scotty Young, 31 grand. Yeah, I don't think anyone's beating that. So this went for more than the David Yu one. I think it was 20. I just don't think Lambo is that big of a drop that's gonna crash the market like a Mega Grill, like did Darth or AF-15. I 110% agree. I think it's just a meme. People are just talking about it because it's fun. It's kind of a joke, but as people have said before, like Lambo's already done NFTs, so it's not like first on the blockchain or anything like that. It's cool having them on Veve. Like, these are actual drivable NFTs, so it could be different. But yeah, I don't know. Again, it entirely depends on box price and mint numbers. There's a huge difference between, you know, them releasing 10,000 of them and they cost 10 gems, than if there was one that they costed 10,000 gems and there's only 10 of them. Like, there's a huge difference between those two. So why is everyone so hyped about Lambo? I don't think it's as big. We're just talking about that. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's just a meme. People have been saying when Lambo since like Bitcoin, like all that time ago. So it's more of a meme than anything. So hard to compete with Dr. Profit on these 1 of 1s. Yeah, it's just not happening. At least if there's one that he wants, you just don't. I mean, it's not your game. It's a whales game. And it's nice that they have a platform where whales can all hang out. It's a huge pool. It's a huge ocean for all these whales to swim around. Dragon Girl painting. 13,000. 14,000 by Golder Booster. For gold, it's a gold. Return of Wolverine. Let's see. This one might have been winnable. 47-47. The Kid Wolverine, kid version of all these. What if 4 covers done for Return of Wolverine #1? Nice. Arthur Adams. Look at one more. I mean, you could legitimately look at these for a while. I don't know if I want to look at that. Let's look at the Captain America one. It's K. 5600, I should say. Then we'll look at this Venom one. 16.5 thousand. That is ridiculous. One of one artworks. That is so crazy. Captain America #1 comic could crash the market like AF-15. Lambo may crash the market. Box price is 1,000 gems above. It could. I do think that that is a bigger factor of crashing the market price. Is huge. If the box price is massive, then that has more of an effect of crashing the market than just, oh, this is something you need to get, because everyone can afford a 7 gem or a 10 gem, even a 15 gem comic, right? Everyone can. It's when the box price of something is like 100 or 1,000 gems, like we saw, or 120. We've had a few 120 gem drops. Yeah, I kind of actually agree. Crazy Veve guy. Austin, I wonder if there will be any joke NFTs on Veve that end up being worth a ton in a bull market like Dogecoin situation. I would like to see them do an April Fool's drop. To be honest, like an April Fool's, like a completely like fake drop, and it just like trolls everyone. But like if you did buy it, you get something. It's like not related to what you thought it was at all. But I mean, there could be a lot of people like sell off stuff, or like, let's say, okay, we're dropping Magneto. I don't know, something that big, like a first appearance collectible on April Fool's Day, and people are like, oh, I love Magneto, and they sell a bunch of stuff to buy it in the secondary because they might not win on the drop. And all of a sudden, it's just a joke. Like, I think that would piss me. I'd rather see them do like a same day thing. I'd rather see them do a thing where like, oh, by the way, we forgot to mention there was a drop this morning at 8 a.m. And anyone that bought this drop gets like a silly thing where maybe it's not tradable just for fun, right? like you can't sell it, but just I have no idea. Lambos are a cemented crypto meme. When Lambo, these will be epic and should bring a ton of attention to Veve when people see them in AR. I think so too. Yeah, I definitely see that aspect. I don't think it's going to be the like market manipulator that we think that it's going to be. Maybe a $50 Captain America #1 comic, 1,000 editions would be good. Said it a few times before, seeming like it could happen with these reduced mint numbers. Yeah, they're really teasing this like 7,500 mint number thing. They've done it twice so far, right? Maybe 3 times. And it seems to work out okay. I think the first time they did the 7,500 mint, I just wasn't paying attention. I just like was at work or something happened. I just completely missed the drop. But I don't know how I feel about 1,000 mint comics. I feel like it's a bit too low. We all know that there's still bots on the platform. Yeah, and thank you so much for the $5 taco breaks, dude. Love your videos at taco breaks. Appreciate it, dude. Nice. In case you guys are wondering, that's his dog named Taco. He accompanies him occasionally on his videos, so I appreciate that, dude. What do you think about dude, I don't know how to pronounce that. Dude, I know which one you're talking about. These ones, I don't even know how to pronounce those. Coming about the upcoming drop, I have no idea. I don't know anything about these drops. I mean, they look kind of cool, but I don't even understand like the company behind it, or what they do, or if it's an independent artist. I don't even know what these are. Seem cool. But how do I feel about them? What do you think about the upcoming drop? Like on their platform? I have no idea. I don't know enough. Sorry. Illazillas? Okay, that rolls better. I guess I was just like couldn't put together in my head. You see AF15 commons going back up to 300 or less. Didn't already pass 300? I mean, it's there already. It's past that, I should say. Are you talking about going back down? Oh, going back down to 300 or less. Yeah, I could for sure see that. Just give it time. I mean, it recently pumped. So it typically goes like, it tends to like move like, I don't know, this market just tends to move very quickly, but then it tends to like take a while for it to turn around unless there's some like crazy update or announcement, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, like AF15 crypto, everything's pumping, so like it just flies up, but then it's like, all right, now it's not, it's kind of sitting there in a holding pattern, and now it's like, okay, now it's kind of going back down. Like it takes a while. Could it go back down to actually faster? Could it go back down to 300 or lower? I think so. You give it, the uncommon's already below 300, but yeah, it's already, it was at like 4 something 2 days ago, and it's already at 375. I think you give this a month and maybe less, and it'll go back down to 300 or less. Pop G, Andrew Tate NFT, and AR. That'd be funny. I mean, dude, it could happen because Veve said that they're gonna have they're gonna let people bring digital collectibles into the Veveverse, right? So eventually, like any and all NFTs are gonna be hostable, wearable, usable, wherever, interactable on Veve. So that seems really cool. Again, thanks Taco Breaks for the $5 dono. We keep working down here. Hashtag MCP soon, 2 weeks. Remember we said people were saying cash out in like 2021? No. Yeah, 2021. Like late 2021. They're like, oh, 2 weeks. They were saying that for a year and a half. I think it's perhaps Illazilla. I could be wrong though. That's what I figured. But so sure, self-made collectible that was 450 was gonna sell like 2 because of market sentiment, but then sold out instantly, and the floor is still 600. High drop price seems to entice some people. Yeah, there's something about high drop price where I think it's just the sheer stubbornness of them like not wanting to sell below box price or anything like that. Like we saw the DB7 James Bond vehicles. Like I don't think any of those are below box except for like the ultra rare, but that wasn't, I mean, that wasn't worth $500 or anything like that, right? Or $1,000. Dude, Taco Breaks, thank you so much, dude, for the 50 bucks. Love this video, dude. I really appreciate it. It will be a video. That is one thing I do like about YouTube. That's one thing I do like about YouTube is that like all the streams that I have turn into videos later. But I really appreciate it, Taco Breaks. Have you cracked open that a Bud Light? I think it's the Bud Light challenge you have going on. Have you cracked open that Bud Light yet? I was watching those a bit closer. Then I think you kind of transitioned over like basketball cards and stuff. But I've been kind of trying to keep up with that. How's your collection looking, Vibes? You've been stacking items lately? A few things. What have I bought recently? I bought a small, not even a small stack. It's just a handful of these. I pretty much got all these for less than $2.50. Or not $2.50, like $2 and 2.5 gems for the most part. I did buy this for 6 gems, just because again I like Jubilee, I like X-Men. A rare for 6 gems, that's pretty good MCP. That's three gems per, no, that's this 2 points, so it's 3 gems per MCP, which is pretty darn good. And it's actual comic I actually want. It's not like I'm buying it just because I want MCP points. Like it's an actual comic that I want. Collectible wise, all I've really bought is like this power orb thing, which is still below box. And then I don't know, anything recent? Is this how okay, date purchased. I did buy more. Okay, I guess I didn't own a common of this. First appearance of Rogue. Rogue is actually a pretty significant character for comic book collectors that like X-Men. So like she is part of like the core X-Men team for the most part. I know, not my collectibles, Sleeping Comics. Sleeping Comics said that earlier. He's like, dude, I think people are, you know, not like it's an absurdly expensive comic in real life, but people are kind of sleeping on it because it's one of those 7,500 edition comics, I believe. No, this is a 10,000 or is it 7,500? I'd have to see the drop info because sometimes this gets weird and it shows the. Okay, so this is variant edition, total edition. So this is the common. Okay, so this one does have 7,500 mints. I think this is one of the first ones they dropped for 7,500 mints. And this is still below box, like the common, which is crazy. So I only have one. I'll probably end up buying a couple more of these. I do have the ultra rare on drop, which I've been holding. Let's see what else. What have I bought recently? Mostly comics, mostly because they're inexpensive. And again, you can kind of tell it's like X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. Why did I buy this one? Just play this drop. Oh, yeah. I should probably buy first appearance of Mantis. Like this one's still super cheap. Yeah, I haven't really made a whole lot of moves. I've been saying for a while, I might buy some stuff here and there, but I'm mostly waiting for the merge. For the most part. If you had two AF-15 commons, what price would you sell? Two AF-15 commons, what price would you sell one at if you had to set a price? I don't know, dude. Dude, taco breaks. $100? Holy shit, dude. Dude, I could buy so many monsters. Dude, if you keep this up, I might actually have to get a Bud Light. I don't own one right. I don't have one right now in my fridge, but if I did, we'll have to crack open a Bud Light together someday. Dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I really hope you're keeping up with the content. I know we haven't talked since Taco Mukbang Go. That's like that's Dino's territory. I don't want to touch Dino's like mukbang territory. I actually don't mind like Del Taco's tacos. Taco Bell tacos are okay, to be quite honest. I know there's like a Burrito Express. I mean, there's a bunch of like, I mean, I live in Arizona. There's a whole bunch of like Mexican food places around here. But dude, thank you so much, dude. That is a lot, and I really appreciate it, dude. Hopefully you get to crack open that Bud Light someday. Well, it's been a while since I've seen you on stream. Yeah, it's sorry, I'm still like a little discombobulated. Yeah, it's been a while. I think it's been about a week and a half since my last stream, but before that one was like months. So it's like, I think I streamed like a week and a half ago, maybe a week ago, but then before that, it was probably like 2 months since I streamed. I was just so busy with like work in real life and like getting my license done and all that stuff for my new job. So I got all that straightened away. I could keep my job. If I failed those tests too many times, I was just gonna like get let go. So I couldn't let that happen. Pod's 250 3D spawns, not even half sold out yet. It's been 5 hours. Oof. Yeah, I don't know. Like I have nothing against those no spawn NFTs, but it's just like, I don't know, just don't really care to navigate all that stuff. I'm pretty much sticking with like DC, Veve. I was also on some like I was also on the, what was it, Warner Brothers drop for Lord of the Rings, and I bought that first NFT and I'm like still waiting. I'm like, are you guys gonna do anything with this? Are you guys gonna announce another drop? I mean, it's been almost 3 months and they haven't announced anything yet. I think it was like late November is when the drop happened. I bought one. I was like, okay, cool, but still nothing yet. Nice seeing you back. Have you tried Star Citizen game? No. It looks awesome. It's just been in development for what, like 7 years or something like that, probably longer. I try to game a bit less as I've gotten a bit older. I've been just, I kind of pick, I know which games I'm gonna like. I do have friends that I think everyone has this friend that has a bunch of Steam games, but they only have like an hour into each game. They're like, dude, this game's on sale. We could play it together and you should buy it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, all right, you're gonna pressure me into buying this game. Fine, whatever. All right, how much is it? Like, oh, 25 bucks. Okay, sure. We play it. We play together for like 2 or 3 sessions, and then we play it for like, I don't know, like maybe an hour at a time, and then like never play it again. And of course, it's too long since I can't return on Steam, and I played it too long, so I can't return it either. And it's like, all right, cool. Well, that was a nice. I mean, it's not a waste. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like I could have spent that time and money onto something else. So I kind of stick right now to pretty much like EVE Online, play League of Legends when I really hate myself. I even play some old school games. I used to play like Battle for Middle Earth, like the RTS game, PC. I used to have like an emulator on my old computer. I used to play like Game Boy, like Pokemon, like Gold, Silver, and all that stuff. There was times where actually I think I played some games on stream before, but like no one cared, which I don't blame you guys. But I got this new computer because my old one was super old, like 9 years old. And it's like when Veveverse comes out and all that stuff, when I do want to do gaming and VR stuff, I want to have a good computer to power it, and also so you guys can see stuff in 4K if it's going to support it, and all that. So EV Vault, what's up, dude? When MCP though? Yeah, dude, I'm not a huge rush. I think the fact, if what they're saying is true, is everything is retroactive, it doesn't really matter, right? People are like, well, when am I gonna have MCP? It's like, it doesn't matter, because even if it takes a bit longer, you're still accumulating points. At least that's the hope. But I get what you mean. I've kind of given up asking when. I've given up asking when like 9-10 months ago. I've just given up. Get a 3D printed matching physical with the Spawn NFT. Kind of cool. Matching mints. That's sick. Again, taco breaks, dude. I really, really appreciate it. I'm just kind of going through chat here. I hope you keep up with the content, dude. I'm gonna help you crack open that Bud Light at some point. That thing is looking warm. It's looking lukewarm. It needs to get drank. Hey, what's up, fam? Always a good day when there's vibes stream. Hope all is well, vibes. I've been diversifying lately and prioritizing Palm DC. It's a lot of fun. Have 3 cows now and I'm loving it. Dude, that's awesome, Unushan. I've been wanting to buy more cows for a while. Be honest, and I kind of wish I took the offer. Someone did offer me. Does this ever happen to you guys on the platform? On DC, where like you'll reopen a page or you like tab out and come back and like it'll just like refresh, just take you out of it. Taco, dude. $20, no chat, but I appreciate it. Dude, anytime you can show me Taco's face, the dog, not Taco's, but I appreciate it. I might have to come up with because you know that picture comes up with glitter on it. I'm gonna have to do one specific one for Taco. I can't set up to be like individual users, but I can set it up to like if someone does like 50 or 100 or whatever, shows a Taco's face or something. But dude, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's not necessary, but I appreciate it, dude. Have 3 cows now. I'm loving it. So someone did offer me, right now I have this up for like 2.3K basically. I should probably lower the price, but someone did offer me 1,500 for this at one point. This was like 3 months ago or something like that, and this is when cows were at 1 grand. Like that was the floor. It was like 900 to 1 grand, and this is shortly after the Superman 1 comic. And I think because of Superman 1, there was so much liquidity put into the market, people buying these in the secondary, that people were buying Superman 1 for 10 bucks, right? They got the comic, they got an uncommon or a rare or whatever, and they instantly got like $500, $600. So because of that, that's how the cow prices went from like $500-600 like all the way up to like $700, $800, $900. Like people could just all of a sudden start affording the actual cows. And so that's why the cows like ran up so fast in price. But then after the kind of the Superman 1 hype died out and there's less sales, prices started slowly going back down. So fully expect for the cows to go back up if they do like Batman first appearance comic, Action Comics #1. Like there's quite a few comics I think they could still release that would like cause the entire market to go up because people just want to chase it in the secondary. Yeah, someone offered me like $1,500 for this, and I kind of wish I took that offer because now I like that cowl a lot, but I'd rather have 3 cowls. That's just my take. Like I highly favor liquidity and having multiples of stuff rather than just like one really nice thing. That's just my style personally. That's not what I was looking for. But there are certain things I do want one ofs, you know, either because that's the only I can only afford one of it, or that's just I only care to get one. I don't know. I'll just explain it. Where Batman cowl collection. Yeah, because right now the floor on this is $500. So I mean, after fees and all that stuff, I probably would have ended up with like 1,300, maybe $1,400 that I could have bought basically 2 of these and spent another one. Dude, thank you so much for the $20. What up, Vibes? Great to catch you live. I'm gonna repeat all these $20 ones because I still going through chat, but dude, thank you so much, Taco Breaks. What up, Vibes? Great to catch you live. Yada dog, yada dog. What's up, dude? Yeah, so if anyone wants to offer me $1,500 for my cowl, maybe I'll do it right now before I forget. It's like relist it. Leave NFT, confirm. And this one has some pretty rare. I mean, first of all, this one looks, I got super lucky with this drop, to be quite honest. I like it's like black and purple. It has the, I call it headlamp, but it's technically called a heliotrope ballistic. No, that's not it. Bat sets infrared receptor. That's what it's called. That's technically what it's called. So listing. Let's do 1760. Like I always got to put the 69 at the end just in case. Look at that. I already lowered it like $500 from my last listing. I thought someone was gonna troll me and be like, Vibes, you left off the decimal point, or like you moved the decimal point. You put it up for $15. Dude, it's so easy to do that though on something like this. Oh, look at that. There's my cow. Austin, same here. I have a PS5 and almost never buy games brand new unless it's something significant. Yeah, exactly. And just, I remember pre-purchasing games or putting in, what do you call them? Pre-orders. It's such a waste, especially if you don't know how well the game's gonna do and all that stuff. Like, I've kind of given up on that. Because before, pre-orders were done because when you went to GameStop or wherever you went to, was it like GameStop? Sometimes it was called, it was Game Crazy. I think if you went to like a Hollywood Video, there was like a Game Crazy like branch of that place where you could like buy and sell and trade games and all that. Pre-orders was so that they knew how many of the game to order, and you pre-ordered it, they would reserve it and you could buy it. But now it's like, why are people pre-ordering digital games? Like it doesn't matter. It's like usually it's just to be like, oh, you get this stuff for free or you get an extra skin or whatever. It's just pointless. Games cost up to $70 now on PS5, so I'd rather wait a few months even for games I want. True, especially if they're, I don't know, some games also just launch messed up, like because games are now more service based, like it's all online, they could just update it, they could just patch it like day one. Doesn't matter. I remember back in the day when I used to play like, you know, Xbox One, or not Xbox One, the original Xbox, or like PS1 games. You know, there was no internet. I mean, there was, but like they weren't hooked up to like those consoles, so you couldn't like update stuff. Like if you released a game, it had to have been well tested and not broken. But not because everything can be done online. They could just release broken games and just fix it later. Again, Taco Breaks, thanks you so much for the $20. $20. Make me holla. Site has glitches, but like it says at the top, the marketplace is in beta. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to see because I think I have a filter on it, but you can, it says beta up here too for Veve. So at what point does it stop being beta? Which reminds me, I mean, we're talking about video games earlier. I remember that was such a huge thing that like people were, I think like Ark Survival Evolved was like one game, but there's a period of time in like, I would say the, what, like late, probably like mid 2010s, maybe early 2010s, when like a lot of games were just launched like as a beta or early access, and like they would never finish. It's basically like Star Citizen right now. They're like, oh, it's still in process. It's like, we've been giving you money for 4 years. Like, how is this still in beta? How is this still early access? So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this Veve says beta too, so it's like, because it says beta, you can't be upset. But yeah, I get what you mean. PC market is kind of glitchy right now. Yeah, it like kicks me out occasionally. Drop days is the worst. I hate how I have to like relog it like on drop day, and like 3 days after drop day, it'll just like automatically like log you out. Maybe not 3 days, but like a day or two after drop day, it just automatically logs you out after 20 minutes because it still thinks like the drop is happening or just something weird. I don't know. This time next year, anyone having issues with Veve app loading or the common Mickey loading in vaults as the uncommon? I think Veve just gave you a free upgrade, bro. You went from common to uncommon. I would just take it. Just don't complain. I have no idea, dude. I actually haven't like loaded a lot of comics, or not comics. I haven't like loaded, like trying to render them or whatever on Veve in a while. So I don't know. Again, taco breaks, $20. I appreciate it. And you guys gonna watch the Niner game in like 2 minutes? Watch it here in a little bit. We'll have to see. We'll switch over to Veve so when people jump into the stream, they think we're talking about Veve. What the hell's going on? Now we're talking about Veve. We're not on the DC page at all. Not that it matters. That's a great looking cowl, and it has an accessory. It'll sell at the price you want it. You want to put it at for sure. There are some serious steals right now on DC Palm due to there not being many users. Thank you so much, Taco Breaks, for the $20. You're my favorite channel. Great to see you back. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi, dude. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what more you want out of me, but I do want to be, now that I'm actually getting settled with my job, and like my job isn't at risk, because the first like 2 or 3 months I got the job, they're like, hey, pass all these tests, and if you don't, we're gonna have to let you go. And I'm like, shit, I hope I don't fail. So I was just super stressed out and not making as much content as I should. So I do want to have some stuff that's more formatted, I guess, because I think people like my stream because it's more free form and I just talk about whatever, and like it just kind of goes in all different directions. But I understand too how that could like annoy some people. They're like, all right, I came here for Veve stuff, but we're talking about X-Men and DC and this and that or whatever. So there might be certain segments that, okay, I'm only going to focus on the Veve market for these like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we can talk about whatever and all that stuff. But I think I'm overthinking it. There's some serious steals right now on Palm DC due to there not being many users. It'll grow. I think so too, dude. Going back over to DC, there are some comics that I'm looking at very closely that I think people are still undervaluing quite a bit. Let me see which ones here. I think people started finally putting some respect on Detective Comics, like first appearance of Robin. I mean, it's getting to a pretty decent price now, like $44, but like you have to remember, like the mint numbers on these are way less than what Veve has. So I think this whole comic was what, like 3,000 or something like that, maybe 4,000 at most. I don't remember Detective Comics, how many there was total. I really wish DC would actually put how many comics for launch in total. It's another one. It's in my collection. I'll remember when I see it. Oh, Brave and the Bold. I think Brave and the Bold is another one that people are sleeping on. Like first appearance of the Justice League of America. How much is that? I think this price has been inching up. Yeah, okay, so now it's finally going up. Interesting how the uncommon is the same price as the rare now. Anyone know why? Maybe because of this weird signature? Or I don't know. But people were sleeping on this for a while. Like this was like in like the $24 range for a while, like the common. I'm like, dude, I need to buy more of these. I only have one so far. I have just shy of like 200 bucks on this because I sold my second bat cow a long while ago, like 6-7 months ago, I think, maybe 6 months ago. Like 450, like 550, I think. What's your thoughts on this resale crypto pump? You think it's a pump and dump? I don't think it's like a pump and dump. It's so this is all stuff I'm kind of learning from, yeah, I want to say work, but not necessarily because I'm not even at that like level yet. Like that's gonna take a while, but self-study stuff. This does happen, I think, in crypto where things dump so much that people start buying, and then people just take any sign of upward trend as just sentiment. It's like, well, we're recovering. Not technically. I think it's a bull trap, which is like, it looks like it's a bull run, but it's not. It's going to go down shortly after and even go even lower than where it was prior. Again, like, not financial advice. I don't do stocks. I don't do like trading or anything like that. But I do know people that do, and this is kind of, I'm just kind of like somewhat regurgitating what they've said. This is what I remember them saying weeks ago, so not entirely accurate. But is this going to be a full-on bull run? I don't think so. But again, what the hell do I know? You're my favorite channel. Great to see you back. Thank you so much, Taco Breaks. I hope you're having a good one. Hope Taco is in great health and will continue to make videos with you. I love the vintage uncommons on DC. I have two DC 380s. That's the Robin one we were talking about, right? Yeah, dude, the vintage look is really nice. I kind of wish I grabbed one. I mean, I still can technically, but I'm honestly just saving up my money for future drops, more comics, more stuff. So I'm just leaving it as is for the most part. But I do like the I like the beater look too. Save image as, look at that. Oh, you can't really see it. I don't know why you can't see that on my screen. Like right clicking and it says save image as. I'm like, see, I can own it too. Just right click save. Yeah, like I like how it's like torn on the cover. Like this is probably like the actual condition you're most likely to see it in real life. Like pages are all torn and stuff. Like the first like 3 pages looks like it's all torn. Little tear here. It's like bent in the corners. That looks like I think that's actually like it's like some sort of dark stain. It's like coffee or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's like a stain in the corner. Like that's, it's just interesting. It's just interesting to look because this is the most unique looking one. All the others, like when you look at these side by side, like it's very hard to tell between the difference. Like if you saw them side by side, you could tell the difference. This is just a lot brighter, but yeah, side by side. I mean, these look kind of boring, but you can't argue with their rarity and how high the CGC puts them as like rating wise. So same thing with the appearance of Harley Quinn. I thought I had it earlier. Is this it? No, that's not. Yeah, this is it. I think people are kind of not necessarily sleeping on this one, but Harley Quinn is a significant character. It's probably, other than Joker, it's probably the next most, I don't know, it's hard to argue on like Bane and all that stuff. I mean, Harley Quinn has had a lot of appearances in just shows and movies and all that stuff, especially in the last few years, but not for a while. The Batman Adventures have 2 of the uncommons, unfortunately. Common looks cool. I actually like the rare the most just because it shows all 4 of the girls. I do like that a lot. Legendary is cool too. And some of these are actually like variant covers, right? Like actual in real life, like variant covers. I don't know if all of these are, but this is also the first time. Not actually. I thought this was the first time that DC did like variant covers, but I thought they did that earlier. People are also still sleeping on Batcowl one. Taco Breaks, thank you again. This channel is the best. I appreciate it. I still think people are sleeping on this because I've even confirmed with like the Discord devs and people that work at the DC, the whole deal, they said this is the first officially licensed DC comic on the blockchain. This is before Superman 1. You could argue Superman 1 is the first DC like actual comic in real life on the app, which is still valuable, obviously. But this is technically the first one ever on the blockchain, like the first comic ever. So I do think people are sleeping on this one. Usually my buy price for these is like below 50 bucks. Like if this goes below, this has gone below 50 a couple times, and I usually buy one, I just like resell at 60, 65, like where it's at now. And just make like a nice like $10, $15 profit. It's not much, but the free comic, right? DC 38 is a steal for sure. I bought Mint 60 Legendary. Mint 60? How do you buy? So someone talked about it the other day that you can actually buy mint numbers. These actually technically have mint numbers, but they're like in some like back end like website thing. You have to like search for it and stuff. It's kind of like difficult to find. Paint some colors here. What should we do? Mix this up. Go with this. It turns blue. That works. Pretty blue, pretty purple. Purple enough. They came out and said no to showing. Okay, you're describing it as I'm asking questions. They came out and said no to showing mint numbers, but when everything is interoperable, it'll show an OpenSea. Okay, that's good to know. So why aren't they showing it on? I don't get it. Why would they do that? Why would they hide the mint numbers? I don't think like the logical reasoning for that. But like because there's no mint numbers, or you can't visibly see them, at least on the market as is, like right like this. It's always a fight for the floor. Like there's no reason to list your thing higher because it's always floor price. Like if we look at this like Epic Harley, like because of the way this is set up and there's no mint numbers, there's zero reason for me to buy this one for 75. Like it's always floor. I guess they don't want to show mints, so people are kind of forced to like, maybe let's say there's a person that really wants this Harley and like wants a specific mint number and they have like 200 bucks to spend. They'd rather have them just buy 4 of them instead of just buying one, and that's not like the floor. It's like up here. I have no idea. I'm confused about it. But I will say it will make the floors move, especially if like someone is willing to pay extra for a mint and they can't. There is no difference technically. They just buy the floor. They can move the floor a bit more. I don't know. Do you think some of the DC comics would sell for higher if they were dropped on Veve, given how rare they are? Yeah. It's just the community and the market is just more mature on Veve. We also have like, you know, there's probably more. Well, it's a few reasons. One, everyone can only buy one on DC on the drop. I mean, that's how it is on Veve essentially. Like it's kind of hard to like get one on the drop and a rebound. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. Because I mean, they're basically post-K. Well, that's the other thing too. On DC, technically you can't buy comics without being KYC'd. It's just that account is locked from selling anything until you KYC it. So you can have an account that will buy a comic, but you can't sell it or do anything with it until you have it KYC'd by a friend or whatever, right? Or a family member. So that's a whole lot of collectibles locked up there too as well, because I wouldn't be surprised if some people had like extra accounts. I don't know, but regardless, I mean, Veve Comics has been, or comics on Veve have been around for a long time. I do think the Veve community is a bit more nuanced, even though it's DC versus Marvel. Like, I mean, we have a lot of resources for finding out how valuable comics are. You can also just Google the shit too. It's like not hard. Community's a lot smaller. We're not dealing with queue system. It's a lot different. It's very different between the two. But yeah, I do think it would sell for more. Bro, the uncommons are dope. They take the most effort to make. I would think so too. Unless they even if they did find like a real world version of the comic and they like photocopied it, but like still add some touches to make it look more or more whatever, it's sick looking. I like it. Like how Batman's like left kneecap is missing and shit. Like I like that. Half his, like a quarter of his cape is gone. I like that. I like them beater comics. Feel a little more legitimate. Channel's the best. Thank you, Taco Breaks. Hate it. Low mint numbers on DC still sell for a lot. I got $500 for my legendary HQ mint number 4 comic. So how do you know what your mint number is for something on a comic? Because this isn't your mint number. This is your token ID or whatever the heck that is. This thing here. So what's the website you have to go to? Someone's saying there's a website. They did an AMA 2 days ago. They said they're not showing mint numbers because they want the focus to be on collecting blah blah. Get the fuck out of here. You guys want to make money. People are here to make money, and guess what collectors do? They collect stuff because they like it. Collecting is just a fun form of collecting is just it's the funnest form of investing. Like, why would I, not why, but for some people, they'd rather spend $1,000 on some cool Spider-Man comic or cool this or a collectible or toy or whatever it is and like sell it later just to have and look at and show their friends and family. Then spend $1,000 on some like random overseas oil rig company that they've like never heard of, but they're like their friend or their investment advisor told them it's like a good investment. Like, not very fun. So, I mean, everyone has a price. Like, everyone has a price. Like, let's say, unless you're literally in the top 0.00001% of like wealthy people in the world, like price is like everyone has a price. So, like, I bet, I'm willing to bet that even Jesus, Sleeping Comics. He was talking earlier. He has an X-Men number 1.5 comic. I'm sure he's not going to sell that anytime soon. But if someone approached him with the right price, he's like, "Yeah, I'll sell it." Like, I'm a collector, but I'm not an idiot. Like, I know when to sell something for a good price and just take the money. So there's a website to check mints, and soon a Google plug that will show mints. Okay, cool. That's gonna be that's gonna change the game as well. That's gonna change the game is if you can see mint numbers on there. So someone already made a wiki site for DC Palm where you can easily input a market listing or what's your collection and show the mint. Veve Vault has a video explaining everything. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Dude, I should have known. Fucking Veve Vault always has the alpha, dude. Anytime I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with these platforms that don't explain anything, they give you the most terrible information, or they just don't explain it. You're just like, where do I go? Vault it up. Site, okay. 100% agree with the point. As a collector myself, every collector sells one day on hopes for more than they paid. Yeah. And guess what? Usually, I would imagine, and I could be wrong, it depends on how old you are and how much you like that collectible and what your investment stuff is, but it's like, that's the whole point. Is like you sell it and you can spend shit on stuff you do like, or maybe another collectible, you spend half the money you just sold it for, you spend it on another collectible you like, and you keep the other half for surviving or whatever. I don't know. But that's something I've kind of learned with, I don't know, like someone's told me this term and it's so true. And I guess it's kind of outside the realm of collectibles and stuff like that. But it's like when you're young, you spend a lot of time to make money, right? Because that's just your biggest resource when you're younger is time. You don't have that when you're 65, 70, 75, 80. Like you don't have as much time as someone that's 25, 30, 35, whatever. So you spend a lot of time making money. But as you get older, hopefully, and investing and all that kind of stuff, like at that point you can spend time to save, you can spend money to save time, because now it's like all the time when I'm at the airport or rides and stuff like that, like everyone that's like in the fast pass lane and all that stuff, typically, especially at the airport, like they tend to be a bit older because they're like I don't want to freaking wait in line for an hour and a half to go through security. Like, I'm gonna spend an extra X amount of dollars and go through security in 5 minutes. My lowest mint is a 132 Superman. Common number 1. Let's go, dude. DC Wiki put token ID in. Like what item it is. There's a mint number tab. Okay, let me curious myself. So what do I type in? DC3 Wiki. Let me pull it up over here. Make sure so I can like show my IP address or some crazy shit. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let's max this out. Do I just do mint numbers? Okay, comic. Okay. Let's do my Superman. No, that's not right. Drag it over here so I can find it. All right, so where's my Superman? Token ID. Am I just hi? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it doesn't show the whole thing. Oh, there it goes. Copy. Get mint number 116. Let's go, dude. I know it's hard to see, but I got 116. I'll do this so it's easier to see. Mint number is 116. Pretty good, I think. Oh, dude, this is actually pretty cool. Let's do... This isn't my original legacy Cal, but I'm just kind of curious to see what the mint number is. Because I sold my original one that I got, and then I just like rebought. Does this have legacy Cal? Yeah, there it is. Number 88851. That's a pretty high mint. I thought there was only 8,000 of these. Okay, maybe not. I'm way off. That's a high mint. Base token ID. He probably has a mint number 1. Doesn't even know, dude. That'd be sick. Let's do Brave and the Bold. Let's get the good ones out of the way. Brave and the Bold. 569. It's got a 69 in it. Nice. So 569 Brave and the Bold. Pretty good. These Detective Comics. I actually got 2 of them on the right. If this is all just made up, I'm not fudding, but I'm just like, it would be hilarious if this was just all made up, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So yeah, 1,039 on this one, which sounds like it's like the lower third, but it's not. This one, 603. Okay, just so far my Superman's pretty darn low. Let's do... I'm addicted to this now. What do you guys have done to me? You guys turned me into. Let's do Crisis on Infinite Earths. This one's another good comic. It's not, obviously it's not Grail tier, but it's a good storyline one. It's Dark Crisis. 82 digit mint. Let's go, dude. The rare. Good thing I don't have anything for sale except for my Bat Cowl. Let's try this random one. What's it called? Batman, Joker. Okay, so that's Deadly Duo. Like down here. Are these in order of when they were released? Yeah, that's actually really helpful. Deadly Duo 929. Get that shit out of here. That's Wake. All right, let's check these out really quick. Just do all the comics, might as well. And I do see chat moving, so I'll keep up with that. Sec. Batman Adventures, that's it. Okay, 973. That's that one. Check this. $1,005. Okay, close. Is there one I'm missing? This is just comics, so we could do Harley Quinn. That's an airdrop though, right? Does that count? I assume so. I think I sold my original airdrop as well. $12,600. Yeah, nah. Nothing. And then we'll do Wonder Woman last. Or this one. All right, last one, then we're done. Woman. 144. That's pretty good. I mean, are these minted in order? These have to be, because I think it's a bit weird that it just so happens that both of my rares, my rare Crisis and my rare Wonder Woman, are both like 100-ish mints. Like this is sub 100, this is like 144. I don't know, that could be the case. Click on View Explorer, get full token ID. Yeah, let's go. Big chat, let's go. That's good, nice mint. Also it's come to light that early access sale for cow holders get the lowest mints. Yeah, I thought we already kind of knew that. I thought like the very first person that minted a cow was like number 1, then 2, then 3, then like it kept on going. Lowest mints, which is a big deal and worth owning a cow on its own. Got mint 6 uncommon Superman. Oh, dude, you got a mint number 6? Let's go, dude. Dude, that's huge. And it's Superman too. That's awesome. Nice vibes. PS, Veve Vault. I don't know if you know, but don't forget the drop by Tony. OpenSea. Get the Omi tomorrow. OpenSea, 100%. Yeah, I heard about that. That sounds cool. Well, once again, Marvelous Packs. Drive safe, bud. Oh, is he going somewhere? Oh, Marvelous Packs, what's up, dude? Sorry, I totally overlooked that. I've been on the like hour, 2.5, I think, on the stream. We're just looking at our mint numbers. Apparently you can look up your mint numbers on your comics on DC. So I got some pretty decent mints. It sounds like I'll have to remember. Like my Superman one's pretty good, and both of these are really good. Both of my rares. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool. Check Palm Explorer if you think it's made. I don't think it's actually made up. Like, I don't know. It'd just be funny if the whole thing was just like a joke. I don't know. Minted in order for sure. You can look them up on the blockchain. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's like commons, then uncommons, then rares, ultra. Like they don't call it commons, so it's like common, uncommon, rare. They call them ultra rare, I think. No, it's called epic, then legendary. Okay, so it's a bit different. Thanks, man. Where are you driving, dude? Hope you drive safe. Lowest mint I have is 28 on Wonder Woman. 204 epic. Let's go. Dude, that's sick. Dude, I actually do kind of like the cover of that Wonder Woman one. I know people don't. It's not like biggest comic ever, but I do like the look of it a lot. This Wonder Woman one. Assuming this is the one you meant. I actually do like this cover. It looks like she's about to stab the shit out of Wonder Woman, but I have the rare of this one, not the epic. Epic looks nice. Purple on the skirt pop out a bit more. Though I do like the beater versions, just like they're all torn up, messed up. I do like those versions too. I guess it makes sense that like the newer comics don't have any of those like torn up faded looks because they're just too new, right? I assume. Plus there's also just like, I don't think the idea of like comic cover variants happened to like way later in the comics. Like I don't think anyone was thinking about comic cover variants in like the 60s. Driving to SF, dude. Nice, dude. That's my old stomping grounds from back in the day. What's you just visiting family and stuff? I used to live in the Sunset District, which is like the southwestern part of San Francisco. Super nice area. Like open streets, like wide open streets, like actually good amount of parking, tons of places to eat. Not like downtown where there's like a shit ton of homeless people and people just like defecating on the sidewalk. Like, it's nice. I like that area. Damn, been a while vibe stream. Reminds me last year when we were at the alley and selling nothing. Oh, don't remind me. There for like 10 days, I could have sold my Steamboat Willie for like 10 grand. You know what I could do now with 10 grand or 9 grand, or no, let's say I sold it at 10 and I got 9 grand gems. You could buy a lot of stuff with 9,000 gems right now. Damn. You gotta remind me like that. Like the lo-fi, by the way? Yeah. Lo-fi is sick. Lots of fog though? Yeah, you gotta be careful with the fog. Yeah, that area, because it's so close to the elevation is much lower in that section of the city, and it's right next to the beach, so yeah, 8,000 gems after fees, because it's a 10% fee for Steamboat Willie. So let's assume I sold it for 9.9 and I get 900 gems, 9,000 gems, because 900 gems will just go straight to fees. But yeah, I get what you mean. That's how it was. It was 8.5% back then. I mean, it still is for Disney. It's 8.5% fee total. I just rounded up to 10 in my head just so I can make it easier. And if I'm selling something, if it doesn't make sense at 10%, then obviously it's not worth. Don't look back, but I know, right? 9K would make a killing in the market. Yeah, dude. It's like, I'll buy a Todd, a Walt, I'll rebuy Steamboat Willie, I'll buy Superman, I'll buy, I don't know, what else? I mean, what else could you buy? I mean, just out of shits and giggles. Like, what's... Is Miles Morales really like 9K right now? It's nuts. Like, yeah, I'll buy a Walt. 8K right now. Buy that Steve Pugh Harley Quinn. Dude, that's easily one of the, like, just the coolest looking NFTs that is probably always going to be underrated. Yeah, I would if I had 10K gems. I'm debating, like, would I just complete the season one, not season one, but like the series, like the very first series set. So like Todd, Rizzo, like the other two ones names. It's been a while since I've even bothered looking at them. I mean, you can easily complete that whole first series, plus probably still afford a Walt after everything is said and done. I'm holding off on the Veve logo. I was so just like, I want a logo, but now it's like, I like it, don't get me wrong, but it's like the utility is mostly tied up to physical things. I'm not saying it's never gonna happen digitally, but it's like, unless you go to conventions and stuff, it's, I don't know. EV lacking on fees. Yeah, for 8K you could complete an entire golden moment set. That's true, you actually probably could. Can't find that mint site. Could y'all share the link? Yeah. That's it. dc3.wiki/mint/. There it is. Yep. Anytime. Give me a sec here. Gonna be getting off here in a little bit. I kind of told my roommate, my friend, I would be watching some of the Niner game a little bit today. I have no idea what the score is or what's going on or anything like that. So I must say I missed your vibes and the lights. Yeah, of course. And we can mess around with the lights now. It's pretty fun. I usually mute my mic when I say it just because it sounds annoying, but I'll just say it. Computer, turn lights to red. And in order to change this like background light, I have to do it on my phone. That's not like, that part is not voice activated, but I can change that to red. I can change the background lights to blue. We get some like cool looking vibes. I wonder some colors don't look great with the lights, like computer, change lights to pink. Like the pink, it really just looks white. Some of the colors kind of struggle just because I just think it just like fits on the spectrum. Same thing with this light that appears like on the background. Like I turn it to green and it still looks like really, really blue. So yeah. I do want to make it set up on the stream where you guys can change the colors yourself. You guys would like submit points and you can get points. It's all a bunch of third-party software stuff I have to figure out. But yeah. I wonder what the comparable fees are on eBay or auction sites for selling. 8.5% does seem kind of high, but I don't know the overall auction market in general. I'm actually, funny enough, I'm actually trying to sell something on eBay right now. I'm curious myself what the fees are for selling on there. I think it's only if you're the seller. I don't know, because I haven't technically sold anything yet, but I am trying to sell something. I'm not sure what the it says somewhere. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but my old school favorite channels. Sure. Is the ecomi wiki site still working? Kind of, not really. I've been saying it for a while. I need to reach out to Omi the Clown just to make sure he knows. Like, still acting a little finicky. Like, sometimes I'll search up like I mean, it has it pulled up right here, but I'll search Harley. It shows like Steve Pugh. It shows this one, and then it starts like repeating. Sometimes, or sometimes it won't show like all of them, and it starts like repeating old ones like this. Like, I'm pretty sure we have more than just like this many Harley Quinns. I believe. I actually could be wrong. But then it gets to a certain point, like instead of just ending, it shows Steve Pugh again, and then it starts like repeating over and over and over. It's like another example. I don't know if this is gonna work. Also, sometimes they also just like won't, when I press enter, like it just won't register. Okay, is it Bigfoot? Is it 2 words? Sometimes it just doesn't work. I have to like go to comics, then like go back to collectibles sometimes. Or if I do, it's also kind of like doing some weird layering thing. Is it because of my dark reader? Yeah, it's because of my dark reader. That's why it looks so weird. All right, I guess I'll just make an exemption. Turn this on. I'll just exempt ecomi wiki. When I type in Bigfoot, yeah. Like, it also shows, like, it shows it going up by 2.51%, then it shows it again going down 16%, then like 25%. Like, it's kind of all over the place. And this says 7.18, then this says 6. I don't know if it's like pulling up like old history of Bigfoot. It's kind of weird. So it's definitely not as smooth as it used to be. Defo. Imagine if we could check mints for bat cows. I think you can in a way. Not exactly sure. Go Eagles. Let's go. Well, what's his name? I haven't been following the NFL that closely, like, at all. But I don't even know most of the players' names. Like I know I used to play college football, but like I kind of just stopped just because my interest in football, it wasn't like, it was definitely a big part of my life, but it's not like who I identified as or anything like that. So I watch occasionally if my friends are watching and stuff, but I don't like get into fantasy league. I don't get into like 5 different fantasy leagues, and I watch every game. It's funny because I even asked my friends, I'm like, would you guys even watch football if you guys were like, would you guys even watch this much football if you weren't in a fantasy league? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh. So I guess it was a bit weird how people like watch football, and of course they're going to cheer on their team, but it's always weird. Like people want this team to win, but they don't want this player to score as many touchdowns, and they want this receiver to like score them all, and they like want the quarterback to like not throw for too many points. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, can't you just want teams to win or lose? It's so weird. Vibes, thank you for streaming today. I'm glad I was able to catch you live today. When you started, funny, but I actually miss you. Thanks, man. Catch you later, chat. Oh, listen mode. Let's go. Lurk mode activated. eBay fees are 15%, not including shipping. Oof, that's a big hit, dude. This thing I'm trying to sell, maybe I should just sell it on like Craigslist or something. It's in person. Probably just do that. I'd rather do that instead. The only issue is like it's completely unopened. Like the whole point of it is that it's unopened and unused. And the thing is, like, I'm assuming if the person buys it, they're going to want to make sure it works. So they're going to open it and make sure it works. And then at that point, it's not open anymore. So I'm sure it's 20%. I could be wrong between fees, listing, etc. Probably higher. Okay, than 8.5%. If true, then VV fees are still much lower. Yeah. eBay had their own NFT drops too, via One Of and Wax. Didn't know that. I sold 1.2K and only got $8.90 for a PS5 bundle with Miles Morales game. eBay fees are brutal. Okay, I'm going to listen mode for. Okay, gotcha. Daniel knows. Yeah, dude, that's okay. Maybe I should change my mind about selling stuff on eBay. NFL rigged anyway. Okay, well, I don't think it's rigged, but could there be betting and insider stuff going on? Like maybe. I don't think the whole thing is rigged though. Because I have friends in the NFL, and we do talk very rarely, but occasionally. But it's like maybe they're under contract or they'll die that if they say anything about it being rigged or anything like that. But who knows? Anyway, unless people have like last minute questions or want to just say some like random thing that's just gonna like totally catch me off guard, you guys can say it now because I'm gonna get off here in like 2 minutes. EV fees aren't bad comparison to eBay. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, okay, and you have to remember too, VV fees are technically only 2.5%. It's Disney and all the other ones that are like adding an additional 6% on top. So really VV fees are only 2.5%, and that's mostly to split between the licensor. Originally, like a lot of independent artists, is 2.5%. So I imagine a good portion of that is going to the actual licensor, and then VV only keeps a bit, and that's it. So it's really Disney. It's not like, oh, VV's 8.5%. It's like, no, VV's 2.5%. It's Disney and Star Wars and all that shit. It's like an extra 6 on top. So the cash out, which is 10%, is brutal. I will say that, but I'm sure they'll take that. Are we talking about payout? Well, I thought we were talking about listing fees, which is why it's 8.5%. Yeah, but the fee is 10% on payout. So that is brutal, I would admit. Yeah, I must say you were never really think about the split, the 2.5 and the 6. Yeah, it's just kind of like it's assumed because we just see it so often. But yeah, that there's that split, and then we also have those weird ones where there's like a 4.5%. I think like the stamps have 4.5%, which just goes to show that Disney has better negotiating skills than the US government when it comes to like getting deals on the stamps and stuff like that. But Marvelous Packs, I was showing some of the people on stream the that solo X-Men cartoon that aired in 1989 called Pride of X-Men? Do you remember that? I'm gonna bring up this one point and then I'm gonna jump off. Do you remember that at all? Marvelous Packs, if you're still here. I don't know if you're still lurking. And there's Wolverine, of course. It was like Wolverine, but with like a Cockney accent, and he just sounded ridiculous. If you haven't, it's literally on YouTube. You just look up Pride of X-Men. I think it was 89 that it came out. And in a weird way, I kind of like that Wolverine costume a bit more. Yeah, it was 1989, and it wasn't until 2 years later that's when that's when the actual like 90s cartoon that everyone knows and loves came out. So I remember Konami, because this is here. Oof. If we're talking about X-Men, I mean, I could stay real long. You know what I mean? So this was the Pride of X-Men, came out in 1989, and there was the Konami game. Konami arcade game. Do you guys remember this? Let's see if I can find images of it. Hopefully you guys remember playing this game in the arcade. There's no way that's it. Oh my god. Sorry about that. You guys remember this? The picture's so tiny. And there was like four players and we could all play. Yeah, no Wolverine shirt. Today is the Flash. Today we wore the Flash. Go back a page. I think it's because it opened a new tab. Yeah. So it's crazy how Konami created a whole arcade game based on one episode of the cartoon. But it looks great. And actually, in some ways, I kind of preferred the art style and the animation of the 1989 version than the 1990s version of X-Men, but I mean, that's just me. That looks dope. One Wolverine shirt again, I remember for sure. I had a whole set of the 1990 Marvel trading cards with holograms when I was a kid. Lost it all. Dude, that's rough. I had no idea Wolverine is 5'3" in the comics. Yeah, some people forget that. Like, Wolverine he was super short in the comics. It's supposed to be like 5'3", like 180, like a super stocky, I don't know, what's his... I'm gonna type in Wolverine stats. Wolverine, I'll do, not cartoon. Comic stats? I'm typing in stats like a video game, but he's 5'3". Yeah, I remember he was almost 200 pounds without the adamantium, so like 180, 200. But with the adamantium, an extra 100 pounds of weight throughout his whole body. And he has a couple different names. He used to go by James Howlett, but I think his name is also Logan. I don't know if Logan was an alias. Yeah, I think his original name was James Howlett. Yeah, real name James Howlett. Now it goes by Logan, so I think Logan's technically like an alias of his. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to change my name to Logan, but then until I read more into the comics, I'm like, oh shit, like me and him have the same name. Like my name is James, his name is James. I'm Wolverine. I've been Wolverine anyway. It doesn't matter. But yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, dude, he's a little... Wolverine was meant to be like a little like honey badger Wolverine craze thing, because that's how Wolverines are in real life. Wolverines literally fight grizzly bears. I don't think they'll actually kill, like, could they kill one? I don't think so, but they're so furious that even grizzly bears don't mess with them. Like they just leave Wolverines alone, which is hilarious. I played that in an arcade with some of my friends last year. Let's go, dude. So yeah, it's great. The X-Men cards are my jam. You guys remember the X-Men cards that had like the stats on the back? I wasn't X-Men, I think it was all Marvel, but it had the stats on the back. It would say like intelligence, strength, durability. I'm trying to remember the other one. It wasn't called like power. It was like their way to like harness like mental or like mutant power, or I forgot what the actual term was. But it was something about harvesting power. Like, of course, like Jean Grey or like the Dark Phoenix had like maxed out power, like Dark Phoenix, but was different. Yeah, while Jackman is freaking huge. Yeah, Jackman's like 6 foot, you know, just jacked. That's not, I mean, Wolverine technically comics, he's just a thick, he's a thick boy. He's a thick boy. He's not ripped, but he's a thick boy. But he probably did gain a lot of muscle hauling all that damn extra weight. My VV collection MJP. What's up, dude? I'm kind of wrapping up the stream, but we're also talking about X-Men, so I'm always down to hang out a bit longer. We'll have to jump on and talk X-Men comics. Yeah, I'll have to do it sometime. It's just hard because I stream through OBS. I don't mind doing it through StreamYard. It's super easy. I mean, that's the easiest way to get guests on. But yeah, I don't mind doing that occasionally if we're gonna do like a co-host thing or something. Was gonna call my first kid Wolverine to say I never did find a mother. No kids. Oh, okay. One day we should plan a video. Yeah, hit me up on Twitter. I've been obviously busy, but like I could definitely do a video or a live stream or something like that. So I don't know that much about like comics, but I just know the comics really well. I've watched the cartoon a lot, I should say. And I've watched like a lot of comics explained. I've watched and listened to some like extended lore videos about certain characters and stuff. So I know like probably more than your average person, but not more than like your avid comic book reader. They have their bios and stats on the back. The good old days of nostalgia. Yeah, Weapon X, Wolverine. Weapon 1 is Captain America. Really? Interesting. I didn't know that. Weapon 1 is Captain America. But how is that? Well, okay, you know what? I forgot that Logan didn't have adamantium claws for like a long time, like a good portion of his life. Like he didn't have adamantium claws. He always had his bone claws. Because I was like, wait, how's Captain America before Wolverine? Because Wolverine was actually alive well before Captain America, right? But he never got his actual adamantium claws till later. So now that makes sense. All right. Yeah, he was experimented on with the super serum, and he was the first experimented on. He was the first experimented group. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, we'll definitely, yeah, hit me up on Twitter, Marvelous Packs. We'll do like a video or whatever. We could talk about X-Men comics, maybe some X-Men. Yeah, do comics, videos, like whatever, like comics that we want to see on VV, like the X-Men comics that people should pick up. Dude, I've been picking up a lot of the, here, I'll just show you really quick. I should have picked up more. I probably still could. I have actually 6 of these, I believe. I have like, no, I guess 5. So 4 common. I got Mr. Sinister. These are still really cheap, by the way. Mr. Sinister, $7. So floor price, box price for the rare. You guys are looking for like good comics. Or at least if you're even half as obsessed as me. The stuff. I picked up Jubilee rare for 6 gems. It was right there. You paid 6 gems for a rare Jubilee. I never really, I mean, I don't say I never. Wasn't a huge fan of Jubilee like in the cartoon, but like someone has to be that like whiny little teenage character in the show. So I mean, it had to be somebody. Well, but she held her own. And then Rogue, more X-Men, more X-Men, more X-Men, more X-Men. You want to get more Gambits as well as Jubilees. Captain America and Wolverine fought together in World War II. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, Wolverine's fought in a lot of wars because he's been around for a while. Say what you will about X-Men Origins Wolverine, but that opening war montage was epic. Yeah, that's kind of what I think of when I see him like going through like basically like 5 or 6 different wars while he was growing up. I agree, Bioshock. Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, DMU, that's the exact video I want to do. X-Men books we want to see on VV. Yes, sir. That'll be an awesome collaboration. Marvelous Packs X VV. Vibes, you should invite the VV Bros for part 2 and maybe others too later on the line. Yeah, and then get the if if we get Sleeping Comics, I mean, he's a huge X-Men fan. I mean, anyone that's a comic book fan is probably an X-Men fan too. But it's like, just get all this together and just call us the X-Men, and then just be done with it. I want more Rogue FAs too. Yeah, there's so many I want. Because we talked about this, I think, before, where it's like, I think you were on Veve Vault stream, and I was just kind of talking to you through the chat. I remember saying like, dude, there's a lot of people like me and my brothers who are also on Veve that like, they like the X-Men cartoon a ton. Like, not a comic book collector, but they just want to collect the FAs of the cartoon characters that they watched as a kid. And it's like, dude, I'm already doing that right now. With a lot of the comics I'm collecting, it's like, okay, this is Scarlet Witch and no, this is Black Knight, not Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I know they're on the cover, but that's not them. It's like, yeah, first appearance of Cable, Thanos. I know it's not in the comics. Avengers number 4. It's Captain America. That's a cool cover too. Wolverine and Captain America fighting each other. But more recently, I've been grabbing more of the X-Men comics stuff. There's Jubilee, there's Gambit, there's Mystique, Secret Wars, Abominations. That's more of like a Hulk thing. Trinity, that's Rogue, that's Bishop. Just need more X-Men FAs, and I do need to stack these more, to be quite honest, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna head off. It's perfect because we get X-Men 96 this year. Let's go. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Be safe. Sorry for the burp. Please double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over. And I'll catch you guys next time.